We are the MSA Sports Network.
Welcome to exclusive coverage of the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only on the Management Science Associates Sports Network. The high school hockey playoffs at MSAsports.net are sponsored by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by J&J Distributing, by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlow University, by Progress, by Dunkin' Donuts, and by Management Science Associates.
PIHL is on the MSA Sports Network tonight from the RMU Island Sports Complex in Neville Island. We prepare for this Class AA semifinal round matchup as the Armstrong Riverhawks take on the Mars Fighting Planets. Good evening and welcome to the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only here on the MSA Sports Network, alongside Rob Longo, Matt Vandriak. Center ice with you here for a battle of the top seed out of the Eastern Conference, the Armstrong Riverhawks, and the number 2 team out of the Western Conference, the Mars Fighting Planets. Armstrong, they come in 17-5-1. The Riverhawks have scored 140 goals so far, an average of 6.1 goals per game. Armstrong's given up 83 goals against in those 23 games, an average of 3.6 goals against. Mars at 16-5-2, scoring 117 goals so far, an average of 5.1 goals per game. Mars has given up 47 goals against in those games, an average of 2.0 goals against per contest. Very contrasting styles here, Rob, because Armstrong was the highest scoring team in Class AA during the regular season, while Mars gave up the least amount of goals in the classification.
It is definitely a battle of two different strengths. So take a look at how both these teams got to this point. Both teams finished at the top in their respective conference. Armstrong finished first in the Eastern Conference during the regular season. Mars on the other side finished in the Western Conference. Now when you go with the points totals, it was a tie between Mars and Moon for that lead in the Western Conference, but it eventually did go in favor of Mars because of all the tiebreakers as Armstrong takes the ice here to our right. Now in the first round of the Penguin Cup playoffs, Armstrong defeated Quaker Valley 7-0. The shots were pretty close though, 35-28 in favor of Armstrong. Now on the other side, Mars won 3-2, but Mars outshot Quaker Valley 47-6. So Tyler Sprang only made 14 saves off 16 shots, and it nearly almost cost his team the game. So goaltender play for Mars tonight might be something to look at.
Yeah, just to recap those two games there. Mars defeating Plum 3-2 in the quarters on Thursday night. The game was at the Barrel Ice Complex. Will Scursey netting the game winner with 4:56 left in regulation. The Planets actually trailed that game 2-1 late in the second period before tying the game with just under 5 seconds left. Keaton Hanna and Noah Raimundo also tallied for the Planets in the win. And as Rob mentioned, Mars dominated in shots on goal, outshooting the Mustangs 47-16. The Planets also had 2 goals disallowed in that game, as we'll pause for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see my dawn's early light? What so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare that was bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and over free and the home of the brave.
Live rendition of the national anthem here at the RMU Island Sports Center. But as we were saying, talking about how these teams got here, how impressive the shot total was in favor of Mars, having to eke out that win against Plum. On the other end, while the shot total was much more even, Armstrong dominating Quaker Valley 7-0 at the Belmont Complex last Thursday. They had a chance to cover that game. Luke Gross and Zach Kutch each scored twice, while Jacob Lorgan was really strong in net for the Riverhawks. He stopped all 28 shots he faced, and he robbed Connor Quinn twice, once on a penalty shot and once on a 5-on-3 power play. So Lorgan was really strong in that game. Now, both of these teams come into the game a little bit familiar with each other. They've met once on the regular season. They met back on December the 10th at the Belmont Complex, and that game was all Mars. The Planets won that game 8-3, handing the Riverhawks one of their only 2 home losses at the Belmont Complex this season.
And I was, in fact, there for the other one against Latrobe, where Armstrong got manhandled by the Ice Cats. I want to say it was something like 11-3. It ended up being a Mercy Rule game, and it was just, it's mind-blowing, too, because you look at it on the other end, and you have Armstrong, who is now in the semifinals. On the other side, Greater Latrobe went up into the top half of the bracket, lost to Bishop Canevin 5-1 in the opening round. But hey, Bishop Canevin made it to the Penguin Cup Finals after a 4-2 win here just a few moments ago here at the Island Sports Complex.
Yeah, the winner of this one will take on Bishop Canevin. That game will be on Monday night at the new UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. So see who the winner is going to, who Bishop Canevin is going to get as far as the winner of this one goes. Both these teams very impressive. Armstrong had 4 players score 30 or more points in the regular season. They were led by Luke Gross. The Riverhawks also had 3 other players score 20-plus regular season points. Take a look at this Armstrong roster. Gross, 28 goals, 21 assists for 49 points. Nick Long, 17 goals, 18 assists for 35 points. Zach Kutch, 12 goals, 23 assists for 35 points. Chase Rierick, 17 goals, 17 assists for 34 points. And then Easton Hooks, Giovanni Romeo, and Donovan Wachowski all hit the 20-point plateau for the Riverhawks as well.
Again, this Riverhawks team is pretty consistent up and down. That's what you need to get this far in the season, this far in the playoffs. It's just consistency. You don't want scoring just from your top line alone. You need almost a complete top 6, bottom 6. You need everybody. That's just the way it goes. And again, Armstrong has been thumped a couple of times this season, but has responded very nicely. And again, that's why you have a 7-0 win and a shutout from your goaltender. It's been the goaltending play that's really carried Armstrong this season.
Mars, well, we talked about what they've done defensively, but offensively the Planets can score as well. 5 players netting 20 or more regular season points. The Planets are led by their big 2 of Bo Heekins and Jonathan Kowalkowski. Heekins with 33 points to lead the Planets in the regular season, 17 goals and 16 assists. Kowalkowski netting 14 goals and 18 assists. Noah Raimundo led the team in goal scoring regular season-wise, 19 goals, 8 assists. Keaton Hanna, 14 goals and 11 assists for 25 points, and Owen Vasbinder had 11 goals and 13 assists as well. When you talk about goaltending, take a look in the net to our left. We're going to see Tyler Sprang tonight. Sprang every decision, playing over 1,000 minutes in the regular season and getting the first round win for the Planets as well. Tyler Sprang was 15-5-2 on the regular season, a minuscule 2.04 goals against average, .899 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. Very strong. For Armstrong, they had a goaltending 10 they used most of the season. Jacob Lorgan got the call against Quaker Valley, and Jacob Lorgan will be the net to our right again tonight.
And again, you look at that save percentage for Sprang and you think .899, that's not the absolute best save percentage in the world, but when you see that he's logged over 1,000 minutes, it's very impressive. Now again, for Armstrong, it's a matter of it's a good problem to have if you're the Riverhawks, where who do I start in net if you're looking at a decision. But again, both of them are fresh, so if Lorgan gets in trouble, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Smouse come in and try to shut the door if maybe 1 or 2 goals go up very quickly for Mars here in the opening period.
Both of these teams were at the Consol Energy Center last season for the Penguins Cup Championships. Armstrong, they fell to Erie Cathedral Prep in the AA title game, while Mars won the Class A championship over Quaker Valley. Mars won 3 consecutive Class A titles from 2009 through 2011 as well. Mars and Quaker Valley moving up to the AA level. Armstrong took care of Quaker Valley on Thursday. They're hoping to do the same thing to the Planets here tonight. We'll take a quick break and be back with your opening face-off. You're listening to the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn to skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Back here at the Island Sports Complex in Neville Island, home of the Robert Morris University Colonials. We're here for the PIHL Class AA Penguins Cup semifinals alongside Rob Longo, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you here as the 2K16 Penguins Cup playoffs are only on the MSA Sports Network. Teams getting ready to get underway. Left to right, the Planets will be the visitors. They're decked out in the dark blue jerseys with the gold and white trim. Right to left, the host Riverhawks will move, decked out in the white jerseys with the orange and blue trim. Our goaltending matchup tonight, in the net to our left, Tyler Sprang. In the net to our right, we'll see Jacob Lorgan. Lorgan was 7-2-1 in the regular season, a .384 goals against average, .826 save percentage, and 1 shutout. We gave you Sprang's numbers. He factored into every decision for Mars on the regular season. 15-5-2, 2.04 goals against average, .899 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. We prepare to face off between the highest scoring regular season team in Class AA and the best defensive squad in the classification. The Riverhawks score a lot, and the Planets did not give up many.
One thing to look at tonight's matchup, Matt, was in that the first round game against Quaker Valley, Armstrong had a good bit of penalties. I mean, just 1, 2, 3 alone in that second period, 3 in the third when the game was rather out of hand, and 2 in the first. So, if Armstrong gets in any sort of penalty trouble, it could be trouble for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, Armstrong was perfect on the penalty kill. They kept Quaker Valley off the board. They held the Quakers 0 for 6. One of those penalties came in the second period. Stuyvesant and Contrail took a penalty at the exact same time, giving QV an extended 5-on-3 power play, and Jacob Lorgan shined in that sequence, robbing Connor Quinn with one of the better saves I've seen this season. Underway we are. The puck played back into the Armstrong zone. Riverhawks regrouping in the zone to our right. Here comes Colton Livengood. Livengood playing it back into neutral ice. And for the Planets, Michael McCann tries to bring it across ice. Puck chipped ahead. An opportunity here for Luke Gross. Gross flips it softly towards the net, and that will be handled and covered by goaltender Tyler Sprang in the net to our left.
You can already tell Armstrong on the offensive, trying to get anything going towards the net.
Face-off to the right of the Armstrong goal. Draw one, long from the face-off. Shot to the net. Pat, save made. And the rebound hauled in by the Mars defense on a good shot there from Long from the left point. And kicking out the right leg, Tyler Sprang to make the stop. Behind the net, Gross. He had 2 in that game against Armstrong, playing it around to the far side. Bo Heekins in his own zone, tries to pick the pocket. Heekins gets it away from Contrail. Outlet feed up the right side, looking for Vazbinder, way too far, icing the call against the Planets. Brings the face-off back in the zone to our left as we're 44 seconds into this opening period.
Only 44 seconds gone, but still a pretty solid start for Armstrong. Not much play into the defensive end of the ice other than the opening face-off and the dump in. Everything else, getting out, breaking that forecheck, and now imposing a very good forecheck themselves.
Face-off to the left of Tyler Sprang in the Mars zone. Draw one by the Planets, back to the corner. Patrick Roach trying to clear. Had it partially blocked on the play, gets a second chance at it. And Mars will bring it back. Lead pass here, looking for Will Scursey. Scursey, who netted the game winner for the Planets in that quarterfinal round win over Plum, leaves the puck in the Armstrong zone. And regrouping on defense there, Zane Wachowski. Wachowski up the right side, playing it back to center ed. Patrick Roach has it, throws it back into the Armstrong zone, can't enter. Scursey picks it up at the blue line, and he'll dump it around to the far side of the rink. Sam Long trying to clear, kept it at the left point. Good job there by Roach as he sends it around the boards here to the near side. Puck played back behind the Armstrong net. Long after it again for the Riverhawks. Centering feed goes right through the crease. Good opportunity there for Mars. Nothing to show for it. Keaton Hanna putting it right through the crease there, but no Planets on the doorstep. Puck played back to center ed. Armstrong takes it there. Nick Long dumping it all the way around to the far side. Puck played out of the zone by the Planets' Tyler Graw. And Armstrong will return it back into Planets' ice. See Kobe Toy chase after. Toy to the corner, taking off his skates on a good check by Benjamin Heltman. Heltman freed the puck up, but Toy regroups and centers and just misses a man on the doorstep as he had Easton Hooks looking for that pass. Back the other way. Here come the Planets. Pass to the left side. And Tyler Graw unable to get around the defense of Donovan Wachowski. Did a nice job of taking him off his skates. Pass comes across the rink. From the top of the right circle, McCann trying to pass it across, and nobody home. Armstrong brings it back, sidestepping and checks their toy as he dumps it into the Mars zone. Big hip check thrown out there. Giovanni Romeo channels his inner off Samuelson as he sends Tyler Groff flying with that hip check. Puck played behind the net. Armstrong centers, nobody home as it's off the stick of the Planet's Ryan Wasselson. To the far side, Armstrong regroups. Riverhawks keeping it in the Planet zone now. Nick Long from right to left comes here to the near side, and Michael McCann, the captain of this Mars team, defenseman, does a nice job of taking the puck away and reversing it back to the far side of the ice. Pinching is Wachowski at the right point, can't get it. And then Contrail gets stood up on a big body check there by William Foley. And Jamie Contrail is still down as he got hammered at the blue line right in front of the Mars bench. Contrail had his head down looking at the puck, and William Foley drifting across, shoulder-to-shoulder hit. Contrail is down, and he's in some discomfort.
Well, it looked like Contrail's head kind of jarred a little bit, too. That was the issue, and that's why Contrail's still down. And this game, just in the matter of the past 2 minutes, became ultra physical. I mean, back and forth. You saw the hip check at the blue line. The puck went flying, and in fact, hit the linesman on the far side in the helmet and just kind of dropped crazily. It was just that hard of a hit that it took a weird deflection. And the other thing is, too, that Armstrong's speed is really shown here in the first couple of minutes, just outworking Mars. But Contrail, getting attended to medical staff. Whew.
Yeah, Contrail did not see that hit coming. The puck was down in his skates right at the blue line. He was trying to enter the zone in front of the Mars bench, and Foley coming right to left had him lined up, and he just flattened him with a hard shoulder check. Good clean hit right at the line. Contrail, though, up on his own power, able to skate to the bench, so that's good news for the Riverhawks. Jamie Contrail.
Oh, really good to see. I mean, that took a hit in the way he went down. He's getting evaluated. I'm sure going through some sort of concussion protocol, but.
Face-off here at the neutral zone just outside of the Mars line. Gross losing it as it's played back into the Mars zone. Ian Newman sending it back to the Armstrong end. And we volley the puck back and forth in the neutral zone. Bo Heekins for the Planets, dumping it all the way back into the corner. Noah Raimundo after throw on the left side, battling for that puck. Raimundo comes out of a scrum with it, but then the Riverhawks take it and bring it back out. Outlet feed up the left side. Trying to find room there was Nick Long. Long will dump it back into the Mars zone. Ian Newman after it there. Newman checked by Long as he forechecks. Newman and Long battle behind the Planet's net. Puck freed up. Trying to fight through here for Armstrong is Zach Kutch. Kutch trying to center, looking to go back to Gross, stolen away, and here comes Mars back. Michael McCann, 3-on-3 the other way. McCann breaks the zone, tries to shoot, and his shot is blocked as he stood up on a good hit by Sam Long. Mars keeps it in at the right point. Owen Vasbinder sending it back behind the Armstrong net. Battle for it here in the near corner. Coming away with it here is Raimundo. Raimundo goes around the net to the left side, reverses the puck here back to the right side of the rink. To the right point. Shot on through traffic. Pad save made. Newman with the shot. Follow-up try. And unable to turn the backhander over for the Planets was Keaton Hanna as he was tied up in front. Centering feed. Wrister. And the save made on Kolakowski as Lorigan closed the door. And then we get physical afterwards.
It's going to be this kind of game. This is playoff hockey. But what a sequence there for Armstrong. I mean, that was just a fantastic sequence of events for Lorigan in net. I mean, he had the pad save. It was a tough sight because, I mean, we had a pretty direct line at it, was able to get the left pad down, and then had to scramble to get that rebound, but just a huge missed opportunity by Mars.
Good job in front by Sam Long as well to prevent that first shot from getting through because Raimundo, Heekins, and Kolakowski, they were buzzing right there, and that's the top line for the Planets. So Long did a nice job of shutting it down first, and then Lorigan with a couple of big saves. Mars controls now. Kolakowski going behind the net, knocked down on a good check there by Colton Livengood. And here come the Riverhawks back out. Here comes Jake Gross across center red. Gross dumping it into the Mars zone. Jared Taylor after it here on the near side. Two players come together. Hanna's felled by Gross as he went high on the check, and Gross pushed him to the ice. Penalty coming up here against Mars, and I think the official is going to call the penalty against Mars for head contact.
Well, nobody realized it for Armstrong either. Elbow.
So the high hit on the Planets. It's going to go against Keaton Hanna. Got his arms up on that check against Gross, and then Gross shoved him to the ice, but the rule in the PIHL cannot make any contact above the neck. So our first power play of the night will go to the Riverhawks, and there's Jamie Contrail back on the ice, that is, so that's a good sign for the Riverhawks. Face-off draw, one back to the right point. Wachowski trying to move it down the far boards. Stepping into it, there's Luke Gross, but Gross has his pocket pick. Good defensive play by Andrew Norris.
And I was interested to see how long the officials are going to let this game be very physical, because if you let it be too physical, then you run the risk of having it get out of hand. And, of course, good call for the official.
Gross comes back. Wrist shot coming. He just misses on the glove hand side as he had the goaltender beat, but could not bury it. Puck played around here now by Contrail to the near side of the ice. Gross drifts the board, shot to the net. Pad save made there on the shot by Jake Gross. Now it comes back to Luke Gross. Luke Gross down low to Jake. Jake comes out, looks to go in front off the right pad of Sprang, who makes another save. And Norris, another good job on the penalty kill to take the puck and send it the length of the ice back to the Armstrong goal.
Underrated save by Sprang there, too, because that was point blank. It looked like it might have gone 5-hole, but he was able to collapse that gap very quickly.
1:10 remaining on the Armstrong power play. 11:10 left here in the opening period. No score yet. Chance back shorthanded. Nice move there. Heekins drags the puck, shoots to the net and misses blocker side as Bo Heekins, a good shorthanded try, unable to convert. Armstrong back the other way. Zach Kutch across center ed. Kutch watches as Kowalkowski takes it away from him. Kowalkowski playing it ahead. Kowalkowski finds the puck as he crossed the blue line down the right side. Kowalkowski tries to shoot, and it's blocked. Kutch comes back the other way, 2-on-2. Kutch into the zone, wrist shot coming, stick save made, follow-up try by Toy, and he never got the shot off. Michael McCann, their strong defense to stand him up. Armstrong comes away with it. Wachowski at the left point, looks it over, shot through traffic, blocked down, and a good job there by Bo Heekins. Kowalkowski fights the puck out of the zone. Heekins follows it up in front of the Planet's bench, and he'll send it back into the Armstrong zone with 23 seconds left on the Riverhawks power play.
Well, Wachowski had his eyes set on that goal, but he had Nick Long backside who could have had a good shot. Look at that.
Another penalty coming up against the Planet. Slashing call there, and the official couldn't help but miss that one. Or couldn't help but make that one. Jace Rierick had the stick knocked out of his hands as he broke into the Mars zone. And William Foley's going to sit down for slashing. Armstrong will have 13 seconds of 5-on-3 time to work with, and then 1:47 of 5-on-4 time. So the Riverhawks trying to work this power play into the game's first goal. Face up in the Planet zone to the left of Tyler Sprang. Draw one by the Riverhawks. Cross ice pass comes along at the left point. Long, big blast coming, blocked again. Nice job there by Raymundo to get in front of it. Contrail takes him to the boards in the corner. 3 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Puck played around. Jake Gross at the top of the left circle. Going to shoot, misses the net. Hannah's back on, so we're at 5-on-4 now. Riverhawks keep it in. Donovan Wachowski at the right point, going to push it down low, looking for Gross. Puck out of his reach, taken here by Raymundo, and he'll send it the length of the ice to kill some clock. Donovan Wachowski chasing it down on his own end, dropping it back behind the net for Nick Long. Long coming up the near side, brings it across center red. Raymundo will take it there for the Planets. Almost plays it off the linesman's head along the near wall as it goes all the way back into the Armstrong zone. And the Riverhawks regroup with 1:15 remaining on this power play. 9.5 left here in the opening period. No score yet. Nick Long into the zone, drops it back to Contrail at the left point. Contrail losing in his skates. Kowalkowski battling with him, and Kowalkowski wins the battle as he plays it back to the neutral zone. Good penalty kill here so far by the Planets. Armstrong really has had nothing set up.
Other than the first actual penalty kill, the first minute of that one, nothing.
Steal by Raymundo at center red. He'll slap it all the way back into the Riverhawk zone, and around the horn to the left side it goes with 45 seconds remaining on the Armstrong power play. Outlet pass, Zach Kutch brings it across center, rebel speed, sidesteps a check. Kutch into the zone, 1-on-3. Kutch knocked off his skates, he had it in his legs, and Norris pokes it away and almost brings it back. Norris going to move it ahead to Keaton Hanna. Hanna shorthanded down the left side. Hanna tries to drag it around the defense. Nice job by Zane Wachowski to stand him up. And then Norris into the play knocks Wachowski off his skates with the good body check. Now a penalty coming up as Wachowski boards a Mars player. And Armstrong will surrender this power play with 20 seconds left on it. And then the Planets will go to the man advantage for the first time tonight.
I understand it's the playoffs. I understand you need to play physical, but you got to keep it in check. And right there, Zane Wachowski, that is, just he had a chance, and now he got more extracurricular after this, but it's at the point where this is going to start getting out of hand rather quickly.
Yeah, the officials got to get a little bit of control of this right here. The penalty is going to go against Wachowski.
We're going to have another one, unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, for after the play.
That's on Zach Kutch.
Zach Kutch knocking down Keaton Hanna. So what was a 5-on-4 Armstrong power play is going to be a 4-on-3 Mars power play for 20 seconds. And then the Planets will have a minute and 40 seconds to work.
Well, right now, Kutch is in the box,
but
they only got 2 minutes on the board. There's only one penalty on the board right now.
Right, we'll wait and see what they're going to do here.
I don't know if that's going to be some sort of misconduct.
Armstrong only has 3 skaters, so.
There's the second one on the board. Okay.
So Armstrong will be down 4-on-3 for 20 seconds, and then this will be a 5-on-3 Mars power play for 1 minute and 40 seconds. We have 8:40 left here in the opening period, no score yet.
2 minutes for cross-check.
Cross-check against Wachowski.
8:40 remaining in the first
Puck
period.
played back into the Mars zone. Noah Raimundo setting it up for the Planets. Here comes Michael McCann. McCann cross center red, coast to coast. McCann walking in, rising, wrist shot coming, and he misses there. Planets McCann all the way around trying to find the puck. Foley is on, and the Planets now have the 5-on-3. Kept in at the left point by Vazbinder. Vazbinder, Raimundo at the right point. One-time shot coming blocked as Long got down and blocked down with his shoulder. To the right point, Raimundo loses it. Long thinks about coming back shorthanded. Ends up watching the puck come back to center red. Going to be taken there by Luke Gross, and Gross will backhand it into the Mars zone, killing clock. So we have 1:15 left here on the Planets 5-on-3.
Good play, too, because Long was able to come out and change.
Raimundo down the right side into the zone. Checked by Gross, plays it back to the right point. Heekins keeps it in circles. Heekins down the right wing wall now. Heekins going to go down below the line. Heekins below the goal line, sending it back to the left point, but nobody home. And the puck going to go all the way back into the Mars zone, forcing the Planets' Ian Newman to regroup there with 55 seconds left in this Planets 5-on-3. Newman with speed into the zone. Newman all the way around the net. Newman looking for somewhere to go with it. Circles, finds Raimundo. Raimundo looks it over, shot through traffic, and that one never got through. It was blocked in front. Good job by Donovan Wachowski to get the block.
Raimundo looking for the shot pass.
35 seconds left now on the 5-on-3. Planets maintain possession. Newman at the right point, drifting over to the wall, couldn't control the pass, but Raimundo along the boards able to find it. Raimundo drifts into the slot. Raimundo, a little backhand pass. Going to find his man there, Heekins, and Heekins could never get the shot off as it was defended well by Kobe Toy.
And that might do it, which would be a huge momentum swing for Armstrong.
15 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Final rush here for the Planets. Heekins circles at center red. Goes across the ice, backhands it in behind the Armstrong net. Wachowski will find it. Wachowski trying to clear. Foley keeps it in along the right wing boards. 2 seconds left, 1 second left. Armstrong's killed it. Both players back on. Newman keeps it in the zone, though. Hand at the left point. Shot through traffic. Save made by Lorigan. And the Riverhawks will take this one and send it the length of the ice. Icing call against Armstrong. But the penalty kill there of Armstrong shining as Mars had, I believe, 1 or 2 shots at the max on that whole 5-on-3.
There were a couple good looks. I only tallied 1 on net. The other ones just either A, didn't get through traffic, or 2, just completely missed the net as it was. But either way, just a very good penalty kill, especially considering it was a 5-on-3 for Armstrong.
Face off. Won by Mars. Ripped to the net there on the wrist shot by the Planets' Will Skersey. And that misses wide. Players go to the far boards. Armstrong trying to get it out. Jake Gross looking for an outlet. Plays it back to the neutral zone. Patrick Roach will take it there for the Planets. Dump it back into the Armstrong zone to our right with 6:10 left here in this opening period. And no score yet. Zach Kutch, 1-on-3, now 1-on-4, comes back to the right side. Armstrong changing lines. Kutch setting it to the point. Wachowski finds it. Shot through traffic. Stick save made as Zane Wachowski wristed that one from the left point. Tyler Sprang makes the save, plays it out of play, and the faceoff stays in the Mars zone to our left.
So far, unofficially by my count, I got 3 shots on net for Mars and 5 for Armstrong, but both teams have had very good chances equally.
Face off to the right of Tyler Sprang in the Mars zone. Planets watch as Luke Gross wins the draw, plays it down the boards. McCann there, though, waiting for it for Mars, and he'll send it all the way back to center red. Sam Long drifts back. Long playing it into the Mars zone. Puck stolen there from Wasselson. Wrist shot coming, and the save made as Jamie Contrail made the steal and then walked it into the right wing circle where he snapped a wrist on the net that sprang. Cradles with the glove and holds for the draw.
Not a bad look by Contrail, but shot it right into the breadbasket of Sprang. It's probably one of the easier saves that Sprang will have to make tonight.
5:44 left here in the opening period. No score yet. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. Wachowski at the left point, through traffic, shot on, and it's blockered away by Sprang as Donovan Wachowski let kind of a knuckling shot go from the right point that Sprang fights off with the blocker. Players scrum together in the near corners. Contrail comes away with it for the Riverhawks, playing it back behind the net. Braden Hanna taking it there for Mars, playing it out. Norris finds it through center red. Norris going to dump this one. Bouncing puck. Lorigan, like a shortstop, fields it with the mitt, and he holds for the draw. Face off in the Armstrong zone now to the right with 5:16 left in this scoreless opening period.
Yeah, pretty good scoop on the one hopper there, but ever since that 5-on-3 by Armstrong, it seems like both teams are really settled down physically. You know, haven't been out of control, haven't been playing the man instead of the puck. It's really been a control-style game. Both teams have calmed down. Maybe it was nerves. Maybe it was an intimidation factor both sides are trying to accomplish.
From the face-off, one-time shot there by Braden Hanna, and he misses here to the near side. Centering feed, trying to turn it over there was Heekins, but he couldn't get it on the net. Armstrong's done a nice job in front of their keeper to kind of insulate him and not let a lot of quality chances go through. Big hit there. Romeo frees the puck up as he stepped into Braden Hanna in front of the Mars bench, but the Plaintiffs defense able to regroup. Good job by Bo Heekins to back up Hanna on the play and find that puck and feed it back into Armstrong ice. Giveaway. Noah Raimundo centers it through, and nobody home in the slot there. Back to center red. Benjamin Heltman playing it to the far side. Patrick Roach for the Plaintiffs tries to play it through the neutral zone. And a whistle on the play. Going to result in a face-off here on neutral ice.
Again, both teams have had very good chances back and forth, but really settling in now to a more relaxed game, a more possession-oriented game rather than trying to go up and down the ice. And I think that favors Mars more in favor of Armstrong because Armstrong has that speed advantage over the Fighting Planets.
It's actually a hand pass against the Planets, which brought the face-off into the Mars zone, but the Planets win the draw and send it back to the neutral zone. Here come the Riverhawks now. Zane Wachowski playing it back behind the Mars net. Zach Kutch giving chase. Trying to find an outlet here is Will Skersey. Skersey comes up the near side. Zane Wachowski at the left point, playing it down low to Kutch. Kutch going to try to send it around the boards to the right side. Jake Gross battling there with Jonathan Kolakowski. Kolakowski wins the battle, moves it ahead to Skersey. Skersey losing it in the neutral zone as Chase Rierick takes it. And Rierick backhanding it all the way into the zone. Big hit behind the net as Zach Kutch brought some boom there and knocks down Patrick Roach. Kept in. Down low, Kutch can't control it there as that pass just bounced off his stick as he was getting ready to shoot it off the feed from Long. Good job by Sam Long to put it down there, but just as Kutch was going to try to wrist it with the one-timer, it bounced over his blade. Kutch made this play with a good forecheck and a body check behind the net to free it up. Kutch centers. Gross will find it. Down the left side, wrist shot coming. Blocker save made there as Luke Gross fired from outside the left circle. Blocker down by Sprang. Gross circles all the way around, dumps it down low. Kutch bumped off the puck by Heltman. Gross tries to chip it towards the net. Sprang dives out here to the near side and covers up and holds for the draw.
Sprang really sprung out for that, try to get that whistle, but a very good shift there by Armstrong. The defensemen were able to change once, maybe even twice on that shift because the puck was in the offensive end for so long.
Face off to the right of the Mars net. 3:19 left here in the scoreless opening period. Riverhawks win the draw. Shot towards the net there by Nick Long. Up and over the cage at the right point. Donovan Wachowski can't keep it in. Michael McCann going to bring it back now for the Planets. McCann breaks the zone. Wrist shot coming. Blocker save made there by Lorigan. Puck falls in front of the Armstrong net, but Livengood for the Riverhawks. Able to take it away and play it up the far side. Nick Long and Livengood trying to take the puck away from the Planets' Heekins. Heekins winning the battle, but then Armstrong gets it back, and here they come out the cross-ice feed. Breakout here for Contrail, trying to chip it around his counterpart in 18 McCann. McCann and Contrail go down to the end boards here on the left side. Contrail down on top of the puck. Officials say play on. Puck freed up. Coming out of there with it for Armstrong was Nick Long. Long losing it. Vazbinder. Good pass to Raimundo. Raimundo with speed. Up that wrist shot coming. He scores! Noah Raimundo gets around the defense and puts the mess in motion for the Planets with 2:33 left here in the opening period. Mars gets the first goal of the game. Noah Raimundo, and it's 1-0 Planets.
Raimundo had a very good chance, if you remember, on the shorthanded opportunity. He kind of cherry-picked his way to the offensive blue line on the change. Had a pretty good look there, just couldn't get around two defenders. He got around one, couldn't get around the second. But there, a quasi-breakaway got free with nobody in front of him around between the circles, and it resulted in a goal.
So Raimundo makes it 1-0 Planets with 2:30, now 2:29 left here in the period. Goal coming with 2:33 left in the opening frame. Through center red, Riverhawks playing it up the near boards, trying to dump it in as Easton Hooks. Hooks will backhand it into the Mars zone. Patrick Roach in front of his own net, plays it to the far side. Tyler Graw gets it out. And it's taken back here by Giovanni Romeo.
Number 8, Owen Fassbinder.
Fassbinder picks up one of the assists on the Raimundo goal.
And number 95, Bo
Heekins gets the second assist.
Time of the goal, 2:33 remaining in
Played
the
back
first
now
period.
into the Planet zone. Benjamin Heltman sends it around the horn. Here's a steal. Jake Gross comes in. Nice poke check there as Patrick Roach took it away before Gross could go anywhere with it.
Gross waited too long. He had Romeo wide open in a short slot.
Puck played up the right wing side. Andrew Norris dumping it in for the Planets. Mars will have to touch up and get back on side, so they'll give Armstrong a chance to skate out. Up the right side now, Jace Rierick trying to get around a man. Rierick deflects it into the Mars zone. McCann will take it here up the near side. In the neutral ice it goes. Foley for the Planets will take it into the Riverhawk zone with 80 seconds left here in this opening period. And a chance now for Donovan Wachowski to bring it out. Wachowski crossing center red. Wachowski looks, shoots, and misses wide as it was blocked on a good defensive play by William Foley. Planets find it along the far boards, sending it back to the neutral zone. Nice move by Norris to get around a man. But Armstrong regroups as we see Tanner Stuyvesant, after getting the puck put behind him, able to regroup on that play and feed it back into the Planet zone as we count down the final 60 seconds of this opening period. 1-0 Mars. Stuyvesant moving it ahead here to Rierick. Rierick chipping it into the Mars zone. Michael McCann bouncing it back to center red. Stuyvesant will take it, break the zone, and dump in. Around to the far side it goes. Newman turns away. Stolen by Contrail. With Contrail and Stuyvesant for Armstrong and Newman out there for Mars, we have three of the best heads of hockey here in the PIHL. Puck played back into the Armstrong zone. Wachowski, Donovan will take it here to the near side. Stuyvesant stumbling with the puck. Almost overtaken there by Skersey. Puck bounced up in the air. Kutch knocks a man down. Three players scrum together. Stuyvesant battling here, knocks a man down. I think we're going to get a penalty against the Riverhawks.
Well, both officials had their arms up. We're going to have one maybe go for roughing, maybe even a board.
You got it. Roughing the call. Going to go against Tanner Stuyvesant. And that's going to give Mars their third power play here, if I'm correct, of the evening.
Yes. And the first two was a 5-on-3 situation.
Armstrong's penalty kill was good there. 6.2 seconds left in the period, so Mars will have a face-off here in the neutral zone. If they don't tally, they'll have a minute and 54 seconds of 5-on-4 time to start period number 2. Puck chipped back to the red line into the zone. Long shot coming, and that one just misses as Skersey. Not Skersey, but McCann blasting it from the left point and misses on the glove side. 17 minutes of hockey in the books here from the RMU Island Sports Center. Your score after one in this Class AA semifinal round matchup. Mars leading Armstrong by the score of 1-0. We'll take a break and be back with period number 2. You're listening to the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present, or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Who says you can only enjoy breakfast in the morning? And who says you can only enjoy it one type of way? At Dunkin' Donuts, breakfast is delicious any kind of way, any time of day. A breakfast craving can strike any time, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Dunkin' has the perfect combination of breakfast deliciousness to satisfy any craving. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, ham, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. All your favorites anytime you want them. Stop by Dunkin' for breakfast anytime. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Complex, period number 2 getting underway. Armstrong and Mars, Class AA semifinal round Penguins Cup matchup. The Planets lead the Riverhawks 1-0 after one. Alongside Rob Longo, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you here on the network. Rob, a back and forth period, pretty even between the two of them. The only goal of the period off the stick of the Planets, Noah Raimundo.
Yeah, Owen Fassbinder and Bo Heekins getting the 2 assists on the goal. But again, the shots have been pretty even: 6 for Mars and 4 for Armstrong.
Team switch sides, right to left. The Planets will move. They have 1 minute and 54 seconds of power play time to work with to start this second period. Armstrong from the draw, playing it back into the Mars zone. Right to left, the Planets come out, and they have a hard time doing so. Luke Gross makes a steal. Shorthanded Gross comes in. Backhander save made by Sprang as Gross made the steal and came in from the left side. Sprang had to be sharp to stop that one. Heekins back the other way now. All the way down behind the goal line. Heekins wanted to pass it to the right side, comes back here to the near boards. Fassbinder goes back to Heekins. Nice job by Gross to steal. Playing it all the way back into the Mars zone. And Armstrong with now 1:15 left. Forechecking shorthanded there is Nick Long. To the near side it comes. Zach Kutch takes it. Kutch trying to drive. Battle for the puck. Kutch, shorthanded, wins that battle between two blue jerseys. Kutch hit from behind and he draws a penalty. Zach Kutch, nice job down there on the shorthanded forecheck. Draws the cross-checking call. And that will effectively negate the Mars power play with 1:01 remaining on the Planets' man advantage. So 61 seconds of 4-on-4 play before Armstrong will get their third power play of the evening with 59 seconds to work with.
Yeah, but the thing is, Kutch, won that battle, won the penalty, but he might have paid for it a little bit. He was a little slow to get up. He's going to stay out on the ice. He's a tough cookie. That's why he plays hockey. But again, it's just missed opportunities for both sides. You saw it with Armstrong, and then it ended up being a 5-on-3 disadvantage eventually for a little bit over a minute. And now on the other side, you got a power play that will be for about a minute, and this 4-on-4 really does go in favor of Armstrong when you look at the speed.
Face off in the Mars zone as well. Won by the Riverhawks. Cross ice pass. Wachowski walks in. Wrist shot coming. Sprang makes the save as it was Wachowski to Wachowski. Zane to Donovan. And Donovan's wrister from the top of the right circle. Blocked with the blocker of Tyler Sprang. Armstrong just keeps the puck in the Mars zone. Wachowski, a backhander from the near wall to the net. Sprang will flag it out of there with the glove, and he will hold. Cross-checking was the call against Mars' Michael McCann. So here we go.
Both teams with 3 penalties aside, but Armstrong, the one that was in deep trouble getting 2 in consecutive order, it caused that 5-on-3, but a great job by the Riverhawks to close it out.
From the face-off at the right point, Wachowski. Down the wall. Donovan Wachowski comes back now to Gross, who's taken over at the right point. Gross through traffic. Shot on, goes off a teammate's skate as Nick Long was trying to screen the goaltender, takes it off the right foot. Donovan Wachowski to the left side through the legs of Zane Wachowski. Zane Wachowski going to play it down low. Gross after it there. Gross battling, able to get away from Heltman and send it back to the left point. Zane Wachowski holds it. Wachowski down the left side. Gross leaving it there for Long. Long circles, wrist shot coming. Nice block. Good job by Kowalkowski to get in front of it. Gross going to send it back to the left point. Puck controlled there by Zane Wachowski. Wachowski goes to Gross in the circle. And Armstrong on the power play. Stuyvesant goes to the net. Follow up in front. Goal! The loose puck was there, and I think Luke Gross is the man who found it. There were bodies in front there, Rob, as Stuyvesant crossed the ice to get to the bench. Armstrong threw it to the Mars goal. It was blocked in front. And Luke Gross found that loose puck with the goaltender sprang down, sending it back to the net and in. Power play goal, our first of the night for either squad. And the Riverhawks even it up at 1 with 14:51 left here in this second period.
The captain gets the goal. The rebound, Sprang was caught out in front of the top of the crease, almost getting out of the crease. And just the way that, I don't know what happened there, but Sprang thought he might have been able to get that cover. We've seen him be very aggressive in the net, and it ended up biting him that time because Gross was able to just stick on ice, shovel it right in the net for the garbage goal.
I think that Sprang was expecting that shot to actually come through to him, and it was blocked down in front. Like you said, he was out and out of position, and Gross found that loose puck and put it home.
And then Sprang might have been a little miffed that he didn't get a whistle, but again, we have 4 officials. It's not like you have one, you have your 2 linesmen and your 2 officials. It's not like the one official has to get to one end or the other and goes a quick whistle like you see in the regular season. They're going to let him play.
Zane Wachowski's Donovan Wachowski on the assist, and here comes a chance back for Jake Gross. Wrist shot there from the left circle, and Sprang another good save. Armstrong feeling it. Shot to the net, redirected. Front goes just wide as Rierick was there trying to redirect Gross's shot. Up the right side with speed. Here comes Ian Newman. Newman into the zone. Big slapper coming, and I think that Donovan Wachowski got enough of that to deflect it wide here to the near side. 4-man scrum right in front of us. Make that 5 men now. 3 white jerseys, 2 blue. Live and Good comes out with it. Heekins follows on, and he finds the puck. Heekins down low. Colton Livengood has it taken away. Raymundo slows it down, drops it back. Trying to walk out with it there for the Planets was Vazbinder, and he couldn't. Shot back to the net by McCann. It goes behind the Armstrong net. Kobe Toy here along the near boards, trying to find an outlet up the right wing side. Toy just dumping it back into the neutral zone. McCann will take it, circle, and send it back into the Armstrong zone. Planets will make a line change as they get back on side. Outlet pass. Looking for Kutch. Foley tried to line him up. Kutch ducked under it. Puck moved ahead to Wachowski. Donovan Wachowski trying to dance around everybody, and Patrick Roach didn't like his dance move, so he stopped him. Right at the line, Roach stood him up, and here comes Roach back across center red. Roach going to whip this one into the Armstrong zone. Planets are offside as William Foley broke the line down the right side, so the faceoff will come back to neutral ice with 13:04 left here in this, the second period, 1-1 the score.
Now it seems like the ice is tilted a little bit towards the right. Armstrong with all the momentum here in the second period going downhill. I'm just out shooting by my count right now. 5-0 just in this period alone. Mars hasn't gotten a shot on net.
And the Planets opened this period, Rob, with the power play, but only had it briefly before they committed a penalty themselves.
Look
and
at
the
the
Riverhawks made them pay for it. Good speed indeed there by Giovanni Romeo. Romeo tries to push it towards the net. Nice defense cut off by Benjamin Heltman. Heltman sends it ahead to Foley. Foley into the Riverhawk zone on the left side. Foley behind the net, spinning away from a check. Foley trying to use his skates now to bring it up the near side, continuing to battle. 3 white jerseys down there. Good puck support by this Armstrong defense. Foley ends up tripping over Sam Long. And Long gets it ahead to Romeo, who sends it into the circle. Long going to go to Graw. Graw knocked down by Romeo as he plays the puck back into the Mars zone. We see Easton Hooks on a forecheck here for the Riverhawks. Freeing the puck up. Hooks spins. Centering feed coming all the way back to the right point. Sam Long has it. Long trying to go point to point. And Zane Wachowski couldn't turn it over, but on the second crack off the boards, will send it behind the net. Hooks comes away with an outlet feed. Shot to the net. Skate save made as Toy was looking for it. Wraparound try. Where's it at? The Mars defense able to answer it. Good play by Will Skersey because the goaltender, Lorigan, did not know where that puck was at.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, Sprang was kind of just in no man's land. He wasn't really sure where the puck was. He was skating towards his left. He was trying to push off his left skate to get from the left post to the right post. It didn't work out well. He slipped. He was kind of all over the place. That would have been a really easy goal if anybody could have made contact for Armstrong there.
Skersey did a nice job of blocking it, helping his goaltender out there because Sprang was way out of position on that one. Face-off win for the Planets. Kolakowski trying to come up the near side. Gross couldn't keep it in. Going to come back outside the line. Nick Long will dump. And the Riverhawks get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice. Taken there by Donovan Wachowski. Dumping it down low, giving a chance for Nick Long to chase. Long behind the net against 2 Planets. Falling down the play, but a good job by Newman to move it up the far side. Nick Long continues his relentless work on this shift. As we get 4 bodies together along the left wing boards, referee says play on. Loose puck comes out. Riverhawks find it. Stuyvesant at the left point. Shot to the net. Goes just wide. Donovan Wachowski down the right side. Going to pinch in. Goes to Contrail. Contrail to Wachowski. Back to Gross. Right point. Blast through traffic. Redirected. Front blocked. Follow-up feed thrown to the net by Stuyvesant. Stuyvesant pitches in and keeps it. Long after the puck. Long finds it, trying to get around McCann. McCann, a nice job to stand him up. And McCann going to send this one the length of the ice, icing the call coming up here against the Planets. Bringing the faceoff back in the Mars zone to our right. But Armstrong, a nice job there, Rob, of working the boards and keeping that puck in the offensive end.
The only problem there is Tanner Stuyvesant got a little fortunate. He's lucky he didn't get called for an interference penalty right by that left faceoff dot. As he was going at it pretty good, he got tangled up with a Mars player. He gave him a little shove after the puck was nowhere near him. But no harm, no call.
Face off to the right of the Mars net. 10:50 left here in this second period. 1-1 the score. Noah Raymundo for the Planets scoring in period number 1. Luke Gross for the Riverhawks scoring in period number 2. Steal by the Riverhawks. Rierick comes into the zone just offside as he and Kutch were coming back 2-on-2. And Rierick was trying to hook up with Kutch, who was breaking the slot. Kutch scored twice against Quaker Valley, and Rierick assisted on both of those goals in the previous round for Armstrong.
And again, these players are used to maybe 2, maybe 3 officials during the regular season. And again, you got 2 lines, but you got 1 on both lines. In the regular season, you might be able to get away with that just ahead of the play a little bit, but not in the semifinals. Everything's covered.
Face off just outside the Mars zone. 10:33 left here in the second period. 1-1 the score remains. Riverhawks win the draw. Jake Gross sending it back into the Mars end. Planets play it. They'll send it the length of the ice again. Another icing call against Mars. That's 3 in a really short time against the Planets. And another offensive zone faceoff for Armstrong.
It doesn't really do anything because keep in mind, with high school, the icing team, the team that does ice the puck, is allowed to change, so it's not even like there is really any penalty. I mean, you get caught in your own end, you just ice the puck, you're able to get your lines out there for a fresh change. So it helps out everybody a little bit in that sense, except for the team that the icing infraction is against.
It helps when you win the draw in your zone, too, like Mars just did. And we see Braden Hanna whip the puck around to the far side. Outlet feed. Here comes Noah Raimundo, one-on-one against Long. Raimundo trying to get around him. Nice defense on the play by Sam Long to play him off the puck outside. Coming out in front, backhand shot, save made, follow, try, Vazbinder, score! The Planets take the 2-1 lead. Noah Raimundo came around from behind the net, and he backhanded it on. A big pad save made by Lorigan, but the puck was loose, and Vazbinder jumping on it just outside the crease, snaps it high, and Mars takes the lead back at 2-1 with 10:06 left here in this second period.
I mean, Vazbinder and Raimundo are having a heck of a game. Raimundo had the first goal. Vazbinder had the primary assist. Now it's going to be Vazbinder with the goal and Raimundo with the primary assist. These two guys tonight are really carrying Mars so far.
2-1 Planets. Steal back the other way. Luke Gross trying to feed it in front. Has his pocket pick. Good defensive play by Benjamin Heltman. Steal now by Kowalkowski. Drop pass. Scarsey walks in. Gee, love glove. Save by Lorigan as he reaches out with the right hand to deny that open look for Scarsey coming down the slot.
What a pick. Oh, my goodness. Snag with the right hand. Of course, Long's going to go over and give him a little bit of love, too. Rightfully so. Nick Long, that is.
Goal scored by Vazbinder. Raimundo got the assist as Armstrong brings it back. Luke Gross down the left side. Gross going to bring it in. Gross trying to get around the Planets. Newman does a nice job of defending him. And Newman frees the puck up here to the near side, where it's going to be taken by Michael McCann. McCann tries to clear out. Back to the Armstrong zone. Keaton Hanna, here he comes 1-on-2. Hanna drags that puck but couldn't get the shot off as Livengood got enough of him to push the puck back behind the net. Livengood battling back there. Planets come out. We have a penalty called behind the play, and I think this is going to go against Armstrong.
Are they going to get, there's going to be interference.
Second guy in there with Wachowski. I thought it might have been a hit from behind, but not the case. Bo Heekins got an assist on that goal as well.
He got the secondary assist.
Okay.
So everybody do that line, all the points so far. Because Heekins also had the secondary assist on the first goal.
And now Mars will go to the power play for the fourth time tonight, looking for their first tally with the man advantage. 2-1 Planets, 9:13 left in the period. Interference, the call against Donovan Wachowski for Armstrong. To the right point, Noah Raimundo looks it over. Raimundo, big shot through traffic, save in front by the goaltender as Lorigan got the right pad on it. McCann to Vazbinder. Vazbinder tries to go cross ice. Romeo reads it, and now here comes Kutch back shorthanded, 1-on-2. Kutch drew a penalty shorthanded, trying to get around the defense there of Vazbinder, who just shoulders him off the puck. Mars coming back with a minute and a half left on the man advantage. Vazbinder breaks the zone, dumping it back behind the net. Same Wachowski after it there. To the right point. Raimundo drifts over, finds Vazbinder at the left circle. Vazbinder rising shot, it's the outside of the post. Vazbinder finds the rebound. Vazbinder in tight, shot on pad, save made. That's from the bottom of the circle, in tight. Vazbinder tried to snap it, and a good stop made by Lorigan. Vazbinder to the point. McCann down low. Raimundo walks in from in tight, shot on shoulder, save made from Lorigan. And it comes here to Vazbinder along the left wing boards. Vazbinder back to McCann, walks in, shot on, blocked in front and gloved. As Lorigan gets the right hand up to make the save.
I don't know how Lorigan saw that
either.
He was in traffic. It was almost like a 5-on-3 too, because I believe it was Nick Long was behind the net too. No, that was Sam Long behind the net without a stick, so it was almost a 5-on-3 chance there by the time he got his stick and was able to get in front of that side of the goal line.
Face off to the right of the Armstrong net. 49 seconds of power play time left here for the Planets. They win the draw. Patrick Roach from the right point, going to go down low looking for Kowalkowski. Kowalkowski coming out here to the near side. Stuyvesant stepping into Skersey, who takes the pass along the end boards. Skersey and Stuyvesant continue to battle. Back to the point it comes. Newman, left to right point pass. One-time shot coming. Gross blocks it. And now a short-handed try for Luke Gross. Here comes Luke Gross on the left side. Gross comes in. Cut off greatly as Ian Newman got back and broke it up.
That's what speed will help for you, especially on a penalty kill.
Gross trying to force another turnover, but Skersey wise to his ways. Takes it over here at center end and sends it to Newman on the left side. Newman backhands it in. Going to go back behind the Armstrong net. Livengood will take it there. Livengood off the near boards. Can't get it out. Good job by Newman to keep it at the left point as he wraps it around to the far side. Kowalkowski for the Planets down low. Going to go to Norris. Norris looks it over. Norris puts it to the net. Glove save made by Lorgan as the penalty expires.
Well, perfect timing for Lorgan to get that save too, but again, 7:08 to go here in the second period. And that second goal by Mars is really tilting the ice to the left now. It's back and forth.
It's been a good one so far. The winner will take on Bishop Canavan Monday night at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. That will be the late game on Monday evening. The Division II title game will be the first game on Monday night. Jake Gross comes in, wrist shot coming, stick save made by Sprang. Around on the far side it goes. Mars will take it, trying to get it out. Good job by Gross, keeps it in, fires it back to the net. Shot would have been offline, but Sprang takes no chances, reaching out with the left hand and holding for the face-off. Draw will be in the Mars zone to our right with 6:41 left here in this second period. Planets up 2-1. Mars getting goals from Noah Raimundo and Owen Vasbinder. Armstrong getting a second period tally from Luke Gross.
Not a bad freeze here by Sprang the way that Mars has done in the face-off circle tonight.
Planets have been good on the draws in their own zone. As we say that, they win another. Mars trying to get it out. Going to clear this on the length of the ice, and we'll do the draw again in the Mars zone. Between the first and second period, between the second and third period, we'll have your scoring recap so far. Coming up at 6:42. Face-off, won by the Planets again. They've done a masterful job of winning face-offs in their own zone, but they can't clear it out. Thrown to the net by Zane Wachowski, blocked in front. Kutch down there, battling with the Planets' Ryan Wasselson. Wasselson able to leave it back behind the net, gives Bohekins a chance to find an outlet. To the right side he goes. McCann trying to get it out, has his pocket picked. Rierick centering, looking for Kutch, but the pass out of his reach. Planets bring it back. Here comes Bohekins. Down the left side, Heekins sidesteps a hip check by Long. Heekins behind the net, centering feed, looking for Raimundo. Nice job to get back there by Sam Long and break it up.
Especially after missing the hip check.
He definitely waved on that one. Armstrong this time going to be guilty of icing. Face-off coming back into the Riverhawk zone to our left with exactly 6 minutes left on this second period clock. And the Planets up 2-1.
Well, going back to that sequence down there by Armstrong, Mars, the puck was to the right of Sprang, and Sprang was trying. He was looking. He was starting to inch out of his crease, trying to find the cover. I mean, he would have been 5 feet out of the crease if he would have been able to glove it.
Armstrong gets it out of the zone. Mars dumps it in. Planets will have to touch back up to get on sides. That gives Armstrong a chance to bring it out. And the outlet pass through center red comes to Nick Long. Long moving ahead to Luke Gross. Gross down the right side, tries to shoot to the net, blocked down by Braden Hanna. Behind the net, following on his own rebound there is Gross. Comes back to the left point. Donovan Wachowski shot blocked, and a chance back for the Planets. Lead pass, and it's out of the reach of Keaton Hanna, who would have had a breakaway. Icing instead the call against the Planets brings the faceoff back into the zone to our right.
That's quite the extremes on the spectrum. You go from a breakaway and a potential goal, ending up being an icing back in your own end. But again, we've mentioned it a couple times so far here in the second period. It doesn't really matter for Mars because of the face-off advantage. And I think you have to credit that to maybe the bigger body. Sometimes that's a disadvantage in the face-off dot because you can't get leverage, you can't get low. But it hasn't really seemed to bother Mars tonight.
Planets won the draw, but Long able to keep it in. Good job there by Nick Long. Long throws it towards the net. Stick save made by Sprang. And Mars will try to clear back to the left point. Shot back on by Donovan Wachowski. Pad save made. Loose puck finally cleared out by the Planets into the Armstrong zone. And the Riverhawks regroup there. Kowalkowski moving it ahead to Keaton Hanna. Hanna knocked off his skates on the play by Stuyvesant. Contrail takes it. Trying to chip it ahead up the right side. Roach gets it. He's bent against the boards in front of the Armstrong's bench on a good hit by Contrail. Up the left side. Here comes a chance for Nick Long. Long circles, tries to go in front, and it's just beyond the reach of Giovanni Romeo, and then the on-rushing Kobe Toy was coming in the slot, but the puck went between both of the intended recipient sticks. Wachowski throws it back towards the net, blocked. Backhand pass coming up the near side here. Andrew Norris breaks the line. Norris shot to the net. He misses on the blocker side. Hooks trying to chip it ahead to Toy. Kept in by Heltman. And then Armstrong will send it back into the Mars zone. Roach plays it off the glass all the way back into the Armstrong zone. And another face-off coming back into the Mars zone for icing.
It's a little too far for Foley on the near half boards. 4:15 to go here in the second period. And again, the funny thing is, they say that basketball is a game of runs, where you have one team going on a run, you have another team going on a run. And that's what this hockey game kind of reminds me of, because there was a sequence here in the second period where, Armstrong came out on fire, had several goals, was out shooting Mars 5-0, and then Mars goes on a tear and then was out shooting Armstrong, and now it's back even. So it's going back and forth.
Raimundo, speaking of back and forth, here he comes. Raimundo gets around the defense, wrist shot coming, and he misses on the near side. No, Raimundo did everything but finish that one off.
There was a lot of net on that left side too, glove side.
Armstrong playing it back through center ed. Kutch gives chase. Jake Long will find him. Kutch now going to bring it on to Rierick. Rierick gets into the zone, gets knocked off the puck, but Kutch follows on. Rising wrist shot, glove, saved by Sprang, and he holds for the draw.
So by my count, unofficially, 14-12 shots favoring Armstrong right now. A little bit under 4 to go.
3:44 to be exact, 2-1. Planets leading here in period number 2. Noah Raimundo striking in the first period. Owen Vasbinder finding that in the second for the Planets. Those goals sandwiched the tally by the Riverhawks' Luke Gross here in the second frame.
And Patrick Gross was really slow to get off the ice. He was hunched over. Still hunched over on the bench now. I don't know if he's winded or what, but.
Face-off won by the Riverhawks this time. Nick Long will try to slap it around the boards. Keaton Hanna plays it out. Long keeps it in behind the net to Luke Gross. Gross tries to bring it out, looking to go back to Long. Well defended on the play by Keaton Hanna. Back to the neutral zone. Livengood will send it in there for the Riverhawks. Taken away by Mars. Into the zone, crossing center edge McCann, so he'll dump it in. Planets will give chase around to the far side. Livengood trying to break it out. Looking for Gross, back in by the Planets. They have to get on sides, and that gives Donovan Wachowski a chance to bring it back. Wachowski all the way to the blue line of the Planets, dumps it in. Mars takes it, trying to bring it out. Going to come back into the Armstrong zone. Wachowski will slow it down. Wachowski to Long. Long up the right side, looking for Luke Gross. Here he comes into the zone. Gross drags the puck, and McCann, a nice job of just backing in and not giving him anything to shoot at. Shot goes wide. Planet's trying to get it out. Gross used the skate to keep it in, and he actually was offsides on himself, so we're going to have a face-off in the neutral zone.
I don't know if Gross did that unintentionally or if he was just trying to get to the bench, but either way, it hit his skate. Face-off will come on the outer side. We saw that speed advantage for Armstrong in the first period, even though that the Riverhawks ended up being down 1-0. It resulted in that first goal for Armstrong, and ever since then, just the size has really outmatched Mars. A lot of possession-oriented styles for the Fighting Planets, and, hey, play to your strengths.
2:45 left here in this second period. Planets up 2-1. Puck played back here through the neutral zone. Mars will find the puck, bringing it into the zone down the left side. Heekins battling with Wachowski. Both guys lost their sticks. And the Riverhawks will come away with the puck. Mars finds it. Heekins tries to slap it back towards the net. Can't do it. Raimundo, nice spin to get away from Kutch. Shot there, blocked by Wachowski, and it ends up in the crowd. So a little Booker T spinneroonie there. Sucka. Noah Raimundo spins away from Kutch, but a good job by Donovan Wachowski to block that shot after Raimundo with a nice offensive play.
Well, it's a risky move, too. I mean, you're in the high slot. You do a little spinorama. You run the risk of someone coming and blindsiding you and knocking your block off. Instead, it resulted in a pretty good chance.
Up the left side, Riverhawks trying to clear it out. Kutch from the draw, brings it across center red, chips it ahead. And we're going to see Jake Gross give chase. Let the Planets win the puck and play it back to the circle. Zane Wachowski slapping it off the near boards. Into the zone it goes. Armstrong gives chase, but Mars will regroup. Benjamin Heltman, outlet feed across center red. It's Noah Raimundo. Raimundo down the left side, trying to get across away from Donovan Wachowski. Raimundo centers in front, and the puck bounces over the stick of Asbinder, who was heading in. Rierick back the other way, 2-on-2. Rierick back to Kutch. Wrist shot coming by Kutch. Save made by Sprang with the left leg. Great chance back there, and a better stop by Tyler Sprang.
Both good chances on each side, too, and both teams being the recipient of some pretty big hits as well after generating those chances.
Speaking of that, another hit along the far boards as Wachowski cleans up Kowalkowski. Zane Wachowski against Kowalkowski, battling for the longest name of the evening. Centering feed gets past the stick of Hannah and all the way out of the zone. Back into the Armstrong end it goes. Donovan Wachowski with the Murphy dump. Floating it up through center red into the Mars zone. Good job by Newman as he comes to the near boards, gets it out, pass too far for Hannah.
1 minute remaining.
60 seconds left in the period. Riverhawks trying to bring it out. Cross ice feed. Looking for Kobe Toy, that is. And Keaton Hannah for the Planets, playing it back into the Armstrong zone. Toy finds it. Gives it back. McCann reading it at center red as he's bumped into the boards on a good check by Toy, but sends it back into the Armstrong zone with 37 seconds left in the period. Centering pass comes out. Armstrong player loses a stick. Big shot coming. Gross without a blade, gets in front and blocks it anyway. Good recovery there by Luke Gross. Mars now generating some pressure. Gross, as he finds his stick, able to play it back to the neutral zone. Mars trying to put it in. Gross makes the steal. Here come the Riverhawks back. Gross, cross ice feed to Long. Long from the right side, rising shot save made, loose in front. Contrail looking for the rebound, and he can't put it home as the goaltender Sprang ends up in the net. 5 seconds left, another rush. Heekins offside as Foley was a stride ahead.
Whew. Don't tell either of these teams that there's 2.8 ticks left on the clock here in the period. I mean, both teams going hard till the final whistle.
Neutral zone face-off with just under 3 seconds left here in this second period. Mars leads 2-1. We'll recap the scoring for you at the break. Check and see some other scores from around the PIHL as the Division II semifinals are underway at the Barrel Ice Complex as well. Horn sounds to end period number 2. 2 chapters written, 1 more to go here. It's been an exciting story so far. Your score after 2, Mars leading Armstrong 2-1. We'll take a break and be back to recap the scoring. The Planets lead the Riverhawks 2-1. You're listening to the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
MSA sports broadcasts are now available on both Android and iOS devices. Just navigate to the game of your choice, and on your mobile device, press the arrow or play button. It's that easy. No app needed. No matter where you are, MSA sports content is available at your fingertips via your iPad, Android phone, iPod, and iPhone. Anytime, anywhere, always there. The MSA Sports Network. When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. I'm here to promote the WPIL Roundball Report with champion head coach Tim McConnell of Chartiers Valley.
What?
The WPIL Roundball Report.
Never heard of it.
You know, weekly show, MSA Sports.
I said, never heard of it. Now you better leave before I get angry, and you won't like me when I'm angry.
Did you see the WPIHL Roundball report? I love that show.
Why, it's Upper St. Clair coach Danny Holzer. You're obviously a big fan.
Never miss it. I love the insight that Dan Rebel, Jenny Lee, and Sam Small bring.
That's the WPIHL Roundball Report with Don Rebel, Johnny Lee, and Sam Hall every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
Make sure to follow the MSA Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, links to our articles, and much more. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MSA Sports and get in on the conversation with thousands of local sports fans. Follow us on Twitter at MSA Sports and check out our YouTube channel, MSA Sports WPIHL, for hundreds of video interviews with local student athletes, game highlights, and more. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center on Neville Island between the second and third period of this Class AA semifinal round matchup. Mars Fighting Planets leading the Armstrong Riverhawks by the score of 2-1. Alongside Rob Longo, Matt Vandriak center ice as you're listening to and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs only here on the MSA Sports Network. And Rob, it's been a really tight game here through two. 1-goal differential. And it's been a good battle so far.
It was even tighter, if you can imagine, too, because Mars got off the scoring pretty early in the first period. Noah Raymunda on a semi-breakaway, got free between the circles, able to put it home. Owen Vasbinder and Bo Heekins able to pick up the primary and secondary assists. And then, only 2 minutes into the second period on the power play, Luke Rose able to put a rebound home with the goalie down and out. Zane Wachowski and Donovan Wachowski picking up the assist there. Then Owen Vasbinder gets in on the scoring just a couple minutes later. In fact, about 5 minutes later, put one home with 6:54 in the second period. Noah Raymunda got the primary assist that time. Bo Heekins once again with the secondary, which brings us to our score of 2-1. Plenty of penalties, too. Three for Mars, 4 for Armstrong, and 2 of them ended up resulting in a 5-on-3 for Mars, both coming at 8:20 in the first period. But Mars was able to kill it off, Armstrong was able to kill it off rather handily. As far as shots go, 18 in favor of the Fighting Planets, 11 for the Armstrong Riverhawks, 4 in the first period for Armstrong, 7 in the second, 6 in the first period for Mars, and 12 there in the second for the Fighting Planets.
Well, you touched on something there, is the special teams of both of these squads here so far, and both teams have had a lot of penalties they've had to kill off. And the only talent we've seen so far in the power play was Armstrong's goal. The Riverhawks, despite taking more penalties and having that extended 5-on-3 against them, they've done a nice job of preventing Mars from striking with the man advantage, but they still have had a tough time of dealing with the trio of Vasbinder, Raymundo, and Heekins.
And again, it's just that top line at Mars. And, a lot of times in the playoffs, especially in the playoffs too, you need more than just your top line. But so far it's worked for Mars. Sprang's been very aggressive in net, which has worked at times and hasn't worked at times, which I think is in part of the reason why Armstrong picked up that first goal on a power play. And just the way that Sprang just comes out and tries to cover anything that's within a 5-foot span. I'm surprised he hasn't busted a couple knuckles on that glove hand trying to reach out and get whacked by a couple of sticks this season. But hey, whatever works, and so far it's working for Mars because there's only 1 goal on the board.
2-1 the score after 2. The winner of this one will take on Bishop Canavan. That game is Monday night. 8:30 will be the time for that. That'll be the late game, second of 2, as the Division II game will be the early game, the 5:30 game on Monday night. And as we take a look around the PIHL scoreboard, Bishop Canavan victorious over Baldwin 4-2 in the previous game here at RMU, a game that was tied 2-2 going into the final minute before Bishop Canavan Thomas Krivak scored with 47 seconds left in regulation, and the Crusaders would add an empty netter, and they're awaiting the winner of this one. Around the Division II playoffs, top-seeded Beaver defeats number 4 Indiana. The defending champion Little Indians are out. They fall 5-0 to Beaver tonight. The other half of the Division II bracket, number 2 seed Meadville, number 3 seed Carrick, and it's Carrick leading Meadville 1-0 with 9:48 left in the opening period. We'll take a break as the Zamboni refreshes the ice here at RMU, and we'll be back with your third period of play coming up in just a bit. Armstrong and Mars here are the Class AA semifinals. The Planets lead the Riverhawks 2-1. You're listening to and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens past and present, or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Hey Josh, I hear we have a new coach this season.
Oh yeah? What do you know about him, Adam?
Well,
okay guys, listen up. These 2 points are big tonight if we want to make the playoffs. We have to be good on face-offs. Remember your assignments. Be strong in our zone, get into the shooting lanes, and stay out of the penalty box.
Coach.
Keep the shift short.
Coach.
What?
There aren't 2 points tonight.
And the show has segments, not shifts.
Can I still yell at the refs?
Coach, you gotta let it go.
Catch the PIHL Power Play Show with Adam Horner, Josh Roundtree, and new edition Kevin Zomanski every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on MSASports.net.
Inside of WPIHL Wrestling Circle returns Monday nights at 7 p.m. here on the MSA Sports Network. We have you covered all season long with analysis, coaching, and wrestler interviews. Plus,
we're proud to cover the nation's hotbed of high school wrestling with 2 world champions, 8 returning state champions, and a team that will be going for an unprecedented 10th straight team championship.
Don't miss it. Inside of WPIHL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
The high school winter sports postseason continues this week on the MSA Sports Network. We have coverage of the 2016 PIAA Individual Wrestling Championships from Hershey. Action from the 2016 PIAA Basketball Playoffs through the quarterfinals round. And we set the stage for the PIHL Penguins Cup Finals next week. The only place to turn to hear champions crowned this week is here on the MSA Sports Network.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Comm Center, Armstrong and Mars, Class AA semifinal round matchup. The Riverhawks trailing the Planets by the score of 2-1. As the officials and teams get back onto the ice here to get this third period underway, a fresh sheet of ice on tap for us here. Alongside Rob Longo, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you here on the network as you're listening to and watching exclusive coverage of the 2K16 Penguins Cup. And it's been a very even game, Rob, through 2. And as you noted a couple of times, teams have kind of gone on runs where the ice seems to be tilted one way for a while, then it bounces back the other way. The difference, though, in this game, I think, is going to come down to special teams. Both these teams can do a better job of staying on the ice and out of the box because eventually someone's going to break through, and an ill-timed penalty could be the difference between calling it a season here at RMU or playing on to Cranberry at the UPMC Sports Complex for the title next week.
Well, and again, that's where emotions come in check because in that first period we saw several penalties that seemed to be emotional penalties, not penalties that you're taking just because you need to stop a 2-on-1 or something like that. They were, over-aggressive. The heat of the moment got the best of them. There was one unsportsmanlike. There were a couple of roughing penalties, a couple elbows, a couple slashes here and there. So, again, it was a pretty mixed bag, but an ill-timed penalty, one person could cost your team a chance, too. And you look at these runs that we were talking about, if you look at the last couple minutes of the second period, it would favor Mars. But with this fresh sheet of ice and the speed that Armstrong has, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Riverhawks trying to take advantage of that and coming out firing on all cylinders in the first couple minutes here in the third period. And again, you have to because Armstrong is down 2-1.
Well, we talked about this in the pregame that, this is the highest scoring team in Class AA against the best defensive team in Class AA. And so far, this game has fit the style of the Planets. Mars only allowed 45 goals in the regular season, 47 goals total coming in here. Armstrong scored 133 on the regular season, 140 goals coming in here. So you get a team that's averaging over 6 goals per game against a team that's allowing exactly 2 goals against per game. And the Planets, so far, defensively have stood up against this Armstrong attack, and they've done so with some good penalty killing as well because Armstrong, they've had their chance on the power play as well.
And I think the reason behind that is why those two teams are at each side of the spectrum is because of the makeup of the teams. You look at Armstrong, pretty undersized. When you look at the Mars team has a lot of size. So with those bigger bodies, you're going to be able to go below the goal line, grind a puck out, move it forward, and then, once or twice you're able to get a goal. And, pretty solid goaltending helps along the way too, obviously. Now on the other side for Armstrong, smaller, but very, very, very quick. I mean, just some of the speed that these guys have, it's amazing. And that's what it's going to come down to. Can Armstrong get into the corners? Can Armstrong, muck and grind and get the puck or draw a penalty and then try to use that speed on a penalty kill against the lengthy size that Mars has that takes up the passing lanes and the shooting lanes whenever the Fighting Planets only have 4 skaters on the ice?
Well, this game's been a stark contrast to the regular season meeting between them. They played back on December 10th at the Belmont Complex, the home ice of the Armstrong Riverhawks, and Mars rolled that night 8-3. Noah Raimundo scored 4 goals in that victory, but Raimundo's been a strong force out here so far tonight. He doesn't have 4 goals, but he has a goal and an assist so far, and has helped the Planets to this 1-goal lead.
Well, Raimundo, when you take a look at it, he might be one of my front runners for the MSA Sports 3 Stars of the Game, which, of course, we'll bring to you after the conclusion. I don't want to say after this period because we could have overtime. That's the kind of game it's been.
Certainly has. We seen it go back and forth. Mars scored the only goal of the first period off the stick of Noah Raimundo. Armstrong got the equalizer on the power play in the second period on a Luke Gross goal. And then the Planets took the lead as Owen Vasbinder followed up a wraparound try by Raimundo that was stopped by Jacob Lorigan. But Vasbinder roofed it, and that's the difference right now. 2-1 the score. Fresh sheet of ice, team switch sides. Riverhawks right to left, Mars will go the opposite way, and we have a false face-off to start the period.
Oh. Face-off infraction going against Armstrong right off the bat. It wasn't even the official that dropped the puck. It was one of the linesmen that caught it. Sharp eyes.
So we'll do it again. Heekins against Kutch. Kutch wins the draw. Nick Long takes it, sending it back into the Mars zone. Puck played around to the near side. Heekins will take it and slap it back into the Armstrong end. Riverhawks trying to get it out. Nice pinch there at the left point by McCann. Puck still loose along the far boards. Riverhawks, Jake Gross comes away with it. Gross moving it ahead. Michael McCann regroups at his own blue line. Here come the Planets back the other way. Heekins down the right side, comes to the wall, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Players scrum together. Newman trying to pinch at the right point. Plays it down the boards, back behind the net. After it there for the Riverhawks is Jake Gross. Gross, live and good. Battling there with Heekins and Raimundo. Raimundo behind the net, comes away with it, plays it to the far side. Zach Kutch has it. Kutch trying to clear. Donovan Wachowski makes the steal. And the Riverhawks chip it back across center red as they'll change lines.
Heekins so big and strong below the goal line, it took 2 Riverhawks to pit him against the board to win the puck.
Skersey for the Planets. Dumping it back into the Armstrong zone. Luke Gross going to regroup. Send it out. Puck moved ahead. And here comes an opportunity for Romeo. Romeo sidesteps the check by Heltman as he dumps it back behind the net. Roach finds it. Romeo pinching in there, plays it back to Rierick. Rierick double teamed and able to loosen the puck up. Romeo comes out with the Giovanni Romeo. Knocked off his skates by Heltman. Gross comes away with it. Gross tripped on the play, and he's going to draw a penalty against the Planets. And Armstrong will get the man advantage now for the, is it the 5th or 6th try for the Riverhawks?
This will be the 4th.
4th.
Again, Skersey just got a little lazy there. Pretty good turn by Gross, and felt the stick around his legs and went down either if it was intentionally or unintentionally. It draws a penalty.
So Armstrong to the power play for the 4th time tonight. The Riverhawks are 1 for 3 with the man advantage. Gross wins the draw, plays it down the left side. Armstrong trying to keep it in here and get their second power play tally. Long at the left point, down the left boards. Gross to the top of the circle, shot through traffic, blocked in front, and Contrail had his back turned to that loose puck. Sprang comes out, dives to the right, and covers it up. And I don't know if Contrail's stick was tied up or not, but that puck was just laying right there behind him, and he never saw it.
I think Contrail, between being tied up and having his body off tilt, because Contrail is a right shot. If he would have been a left shot, it would have been a little bit easier just to get a good whack at it, but he had to turn the body to get to the backhand.
Armstrong wins the draw, shot from the right point, and it's blocked there as Keaton Hanna blocks the offering from Donovan Wachowski. Puck played down the left wing boards. The 18s come together. McCann and Contrail. McCann tries to clear, kept it at the point. Good job by Wachowski. Gross to Gross, left wing shot coming on the pass there, and Newman gets in front of it as Luke Gross fed the Jake Gross, and at the top of the left circle, the shot was blocked. Planets dump it back into Armstrong territory, and now they'll get control of the puck, and a smart play there by Keaton Hanna. He took the puck back from the Armstrong zone, skated it to neutralize, dumped it to his defense, and allowed Newman to dump it in to kill clock.
Could have killed maybe a couple more seconds, too.
Back come the Riverhawks. Nick Long down the left side, tries to center. Mars will take it away and send it the length of the ice again, all the way to the Armstrong net. Lorigan will stick it aside. Donovan Wachowski sending it out. Here comes an opportunity for Jace Rurick. Rurick into the zone. Nice move. Rurick down the right wing side. Tries to go around a second man. And a good job by Newman to cut it off. Backhander thrown towards the net by Hooks. And the pad save made by Sprang. And that gives Newman the opportunity to send it the length of the ice with 35 seconds left here on the Armstrong power play.
And that's the only good opportunity that the Riverhawks have had on this power play so far. Everything else, as soon as entering the zone, it gets dumped right the other way.
Long comes in, battling along the near boards here against Raimundo. To Hooks it comes. Hooks fakes the shot at the left point. Goes to the right side. Wachowski is shot. That one deflects wide. Keaton Hanna comes away with it. Wachowski at the right point keeps it in. Wachowski down low. One-timer by Rurick, and he shoots it up and over the net. As the goaltender, Sprang was out of position there, but Rurick's shot took off on him.
Rurick's going to really want that one back. It's almost like he didn't have his stick completely on the ice. He had it, flicked up a little bit more, and that really elevated the shot to the point where it hit the netting behind the back of the net instead of even hitting the glass or the boards. He has that stick on the ice, and he just simply does a one-timer. It could be a whole different ball game.
Shane Wachowski tries to throw it from left point to right point, and it gets away from Sam Long. Out of the zone it comes. 2 seconds left on the power play, and the Planets have killed the tripping call to Will Skersey. Out of the box, Skersey goes to Hanna. Hanna breaks the zone on the right side. Hanna drags it around him, and Hanna the net. Rising shot, he scores! Keaton Hanna was half man and half amazing on that effort as he dragged the puck around the defense and then snapped a wrist shot high, giving the Planets a 3-1 lead right after the penalty kill. Mars increases their lead to 2 goals, 3-1 Planets with 13:22 left here in the third.
And if you could give away half goals, maybe give that to Skersey. He came out of the box, went right to the puck instead of trying to go to the bench and get the change. And he tied up a defender for Mars that created a one-on-one chance. Just a great little step on that right side. And going down in the butterfly early was Lorigan. Had a lot of net up top to shoot out and roofed it right side.
So Mars now leads 3-1. Keaton Hanna gets the goal. Skersey will get an assist. They say unassisted. We beg to differ, Rob. Centering feed here for the Riverhawks, trying to find Jake Gross. Stolen away. Good defensive play by William Foley. Ahead now to Andrew Norris. Norris sidesteps a check as Wachowski had him lined up, and Norris keeps on going with the puck, trying to feed it towards the net. Comes back up the near side. Armstrong needs to get one here quick. Here comes Kutch. Zach Kutch. Good hip check thrown out there by Braden Hanna. Knocked Kutch away from the puck. Up the left side. Tyler Grah into the zone. Nice pass to Norris. Wrist shot coming. Norris misses on the near side.
Again, Armstrong's being very aggressive here, but it's catching the Riverhawks out of position, just like it did right there, not once but twice on that sequence.
Nick Long finds it at center red, but Grah steps up for the Planets, and he'll dump it back into the Armstrong zone. Easton Hooks crosses center red, dumps it to the net, bouncing puck. Sprang not going to waste any time. He covers it up with the glove and holds on to it as he saw Kobe Toy bearing down on him.
Both teams jawing a little bit, but I think Armstrong's trying to instigate a little bit more, try to draw a penalty, get something going here, whether it's a man advantage or a quick goal or anything to try to swing this momentum back in favor of the Riverhawks. Still plenty of time, over 12 minutes to go in regulation, but just the way that Mars has played defensively, he's been pretty locked down. And, of course, because that only goal came on a power play.
And that third goal by the Planets coming just after a tripping penalty against Will Scursey expired. Scursey out of the box. Hannah blocked a shot, brought it back. I thought he played the puck to Scursey, who came out of the box, and Scursey went back to Hannah. From the faceoff, good chance here for Jamie Contrail, but his wrist shot goes wide. Fassbinder battling with Wachowski. Fassbinder finds Raimundo. Raimundo across center red, now into the Armstrong zone on the left side. Noah Raimundo all the way around here to the near side. Comes back to McCann at the right point. McCann point-to-point pass. Big slap shot coming. Save made there as Ryan Wasselson hammers it to the net from the left point, and Lorigan makes the stop and holds for the draw.
Another good save by Lorigan. He's given up 3 goals tonight, but he's played very well. I mean, 2 out of those 3 goals really aren't his fault. It was just a couple of scrambles and a breakaway. 2 breakaways, really, when you think about it. So, you know, Lorigan's doing anything he can right now, and he's played very well despite it being a 3-1 game.
From the face-off, another one-timer coming from the left point. Floating shot there by Wasselson this time. And Lorigan reaches up with the right hand and flags it down. He'll hold for the draw. 11:46 left here in the third period. 3-1 Mars in the lead.
Another one of those knuckling shots from the left point.
Face-off to the right of goaltender Jacob Lorigan. All the way back to the net it comes. From the draw, Lorigan sticks it aside. Steal by the Planets. Heekins tries to turn and shoot it, deflected up and out of play. Faceoff will stay in the Riverhawk zone.
And I don't know what Mars was trying to do there on that faceoff. It looked like the Planets are going to try to jump the faceoff the way that the puck was won back. And somehow it just never accumulated and ended up going in front of the net to Lorigan.
Faceoff in the Armstrong zone. Heekins against Gross. Gross wins the draw. That being Luke Gross. Rierick trying to find Gross coming out, and Raimundo playing it back into the Armstrong zone. Over to the far side now, Donovan Wachowski trying to play it through center red. Gross finds it, trying to go through 3 players. Rierick finds the puck, tripped up on the play. Rierick comes, wrist shot coming, gloved out of the air by Sprang, and he holds for the draw with Luke Gross bearing down on him.
You look at this Armstrong team. I mentioned the speed so much, but Giovanni Romeo, he's one of those spark plug guys. He's one of those guys you put on there. He runs around a little bit, or skates around a little bit, very quick. Maybe generates a good hit or two. He's just so short. He's one of those pests that you love to have on your team and hate to play against.
Face-off win by the Riverhawks. Kutch back to the right point, long, big shot coming, hits his own man in front of the net, and that fells Jake Gross. Battle for the puck. Jake Gross finds it along the right side, throws it back to the net, and Sprang sharp with the glove, snags it against the post and holds for the face-off.
I don't know, but the past couple sequences of spraying and using that glove, if I'm an Armstrong player, I'm thinking maybe in the back of my mind, I'm trying anything to the blocker side and not to the glove side there of Tyler Sprang.
Face-off in the left circle here. Riverhawks win the draw. Back to the point. Long shoots a knuckling puck that's blocked there by Kolakowski, and he tries a lead pass looking for Keaton Hanna on a breakaway, but Hanna cannot take the feed. Puck will be played back into the Armstrong end. Up the right side, Nick Long. Long going to go now to Sam Long, that is. Sam Long across the ice. Here comes an opportunity. Kutch with the shot. And the pad stop made by Sprang as Kutch came down the slot on that return feed, but could not beat the goaltender Tyler Sprang. Armstrong playing it back into the Mars zone. Puck played into the Planets bench.
Road shot it right into there.
The 2016 Penguin Cup playoffs culminating next week at the
Face-off will move into the Mars zone. 10:28 left here.
The Class AA
in this third period, 3-1 Mars leads.
At 8:30. The winner of this game will advance to the chance to win the 2016
Face-off won by the Riverhawks. Stuyvesant in the neutral zone, trying to go up the left side, looking there to go to Hooks. Hooks has it stolen, but will regroup in his own end. Riverhawks bring it out. Trying to find the corner, dump to the corner here. Toy going to go after it. Good stick work, though, by Ian Newman to play it up. Hooks finds the puck, throws it towards the net with Contrail in front, but his redirect goes wide to the far side. Shot back to the net, hits the outside. Contrail in front, backhander save made, follow-up try, and Contrail puts it through the crease. Good chance there for Armstrong. Another good save by Stuyvesant. Behind the net, Armstrong generating a little bit of a flurry here, but Mara's able to fight it off. Foley ahead to Graw. Graw crosses center red and dumps it back into Armstrong. Ice with 9:35 now left here in this third period and a 2-goal Mars lead. Through center red, cut off. Good play there by Braden Hanna, allowing the Planets to play it back into Armstrong ice. Steal by Raimundo. Raimundo tries to get around Stuyvesant, drops it back to Vazbinder. Vazbinder to Heekins. Heekins comes out with the backhander. Score! There's been no answer for Vazbinder, Heekins, and Raimundo tonight, and they come together again with 9:10 left here in the third period. Welcome to my house. The Planets have a 4-1 lead.
I don't know what the heck happened there. It looked like a bad sequence defensively there for Armstrong on the back check. And it just looked weird the way that Lorgan was positioned there on the left post. I don't know if he slipped or didn't find the puck, but he was caught out of position. He was well to the left of the net, had a lot of space on the right side for anybody from Mars that bang it home, and indeed the Fighting Planets did.
Heekins slashed on the play, and a penalty coming up against the Riverhawks going to give Mars a chance to go to the power play with 9:03 left here in the third period and a 4-1 Planets lead. If Mars tallies on this power play, Rob, you can tell the fat lady to put the hot dog down and start singing.
And the thing is, too, though, I mean, if you're Armstrong as a coaching staff, I wouldn't be surprised to maybe call a timeout here, regroup the troops, have everybody settle down here, get a penalty kill, maybe if you're lucky, get a shorthanded goal, and then you're kind of back in this.
Face off in the Planet zone to the right side.
The Mars goal, his second goal of the game, scored by number 92, Noah Raimundo.
So Raimundo gets the final stick on that last goal. Vazbinder gets one assist. Bo Heekins gets the second assist. I thought Heekins might have got the goal there, Rob, the way he came back to the net, but with it left on the doorstep like that, it was Raimundo who put it home for goal number 2.
Either way, that top line has been an absolute killer for Mars tonight.
Raimundo gets the feed on the power play, going to go to the left point where McCann drifts in. McCann now at the circle. Drives down. Gross called for slashing. Raimundo at the right point. Down now to Heekins, walks it out. Backhand try by Heekins, and he just misses on the far post. Mars turns it over. Short-handed try for Jace Rierick. Rierick tries to get around McCann. Here comes Rierick, short-handed, rising backhander up and over the net. Vazbinder got back, though, to help his goaltender out. Comes Raimundo back the other way. Noah Raimundo, wrist shot coming there. That's some steam on it, but he fires it over the glove hand of the goaltender, Lorigan, and Armstrong sends the length of the ice with 51 seconds left on the Planets power play.
That was a riser, too, the way Lorigan dropped down to butterfly. He thought it was going to be about eye level and ended up going up. He had to shrug it if he was going to make contact with the net.
Steal by Kutch. Kutch with the right wing pass. Long comes in. Wrist shot coming in the rising blast there by Nick Long. Misses wide. Fed back towards the net by Kutch. Blocked by Keaton Hanna. Here comes Ian Newman. Newman going to go to Heekins. Bouncing puck. Heekins into the zone. Snaps it towards the net, but the officials say the Planets were offsides. And the faceoff will come back to the neutral zone with 26 seconds left here on this power play for Mars. 7:29 left in regulation. 4-1 Planets.
Again, that top line so far for Mars has been an absolute juggernaut. You got 3 secondary assists for Bo Heekins. You got 2 goals for Noah Raimundo. And then you got a goal and 2 assists for Owen Vazbinder. I mean, I think those might be our 3 stars, but I can't quite say for sure.
We'll see the last 7:25 plays out, but I'd say they're all pretty good candidates. From the face-off, puck played out of the Armstrong zone by the Riverhawks. Hooks bearing down here on the Planets Newman. Newman playing it back to the neutral zone. Live and good for the Riverhawks. Turns and throws it back to the Mars net. Sprang covers with the glove. I think Armstrong was actually offsides on the play, so that's going to bring the face-off all the way back into the Riverhawks zone. An intentional offside called. 6 seconds left on the Mars power play.
That could have been catastrophic for Armstrong, too, if somehow that was just one of those fluky goals that ended up going in.
Face-off in the Riverhawks zone to our right. Mars wins the draw. Norris going to the left side. Roach going to shoot it back towards the net. Glove save made by Lorigan, and he holds for the draw. Power play is over, so we're back to full strength each side as Armstrong kills another Mars power play. The Planets have 4 on the board and lead 4-1 with 7:03 left here in regulation. I don't believe the Planets have a power play goal yet tonight.
No, they do not. The only power play goal came early on in the game, early in the second period, I should say, and that was from Luke Gross of Armstrong.
Face-off won by Armstrong. Trying to send it up the right side, looking for Kutch. Kutch with a nice feed. Has Gross. Walks in tight. Save made. Sprang. Follow-up try. Blocked in front of a good defensive play by Roach. And now here comes Foley back the other way. Diving to break the play up. Good defensive effort. Follow-up try. Shot to the net. Save made and held on to by the goaltender as players come together. Now a cross check after the play by the Armstrong Riverhawks. Sam Long knocking down Foley. Good chance back the other way. Each team getting a chance there. Riverhawks able to avoid the goal, and we'll see what the officials say afterwards.
Well, Foley took a pretty good shot there, but he's a pretty big guy. I don't know, he might have embellished that one a little bit, but at this stage in the contest, nothing cheap like that's going to get called by the officials. Just a very stern talking to.
Face off to the left of the Armstrong net. 4-1, Planets lead, 6:35 left here in this third period. Armstrong has to get something going and get something going quick. Mars playing it back to the point. Stuyvesant keeps it in. Shot to the net, and he misses from the right point. Gross down the left side. Trying to get around everybody. Heekins a good body check to free the puck up. McCann will find it there. Up the left side. Here comes Raymundo. Trying to get around a man. Cut off on a good play by Donovan Wachowski. Wachowski sends it out. Gross trying to move it. McCann takes it away. Rierick brings it back. Rierick dumps it in. Bo Heekins has it for the Planets. Heekins sending it back into Mars ice. Puck all the way back for Mars, all the way back into the Armstrong zone. Walking out with the backhander there. Good try by Vazbinder. And squeezing the pad to the near post is Lorigan to make the save and hold for the faceoff. 5:50 now left here in the third period. Planets still leading 4-1.
Unofficially, by my count, I have 28 total shots for Armstrong. That would be 10 here in the third period on the other side that was for Mars. On the other side for Armstrong, I have 19 total shots, 8 of those coming in the third period. So again, Jacob Lorigan hasn't played terrible in net for Armstrong.
The Planets' top line has just had some good scoring chances, Rob, and when they've had them, they've buried them.
Well, and 2 of them were breakaways. I mean, there was that third one that was or the fourth one, I should say, it was kind of a fluky goal. So when you take those away, it's only really been 1 goal that's been on Lorigan.
Tyler Sprang, though, has been strong in the net to our left. Face-off win, Stuyvesant tries to go to Hooks in the near circle. Taken away by the Planets. Here comes Newman back. Ian Newman with speed. He's going coast to coast. Newman down the right side, trying to battle back behind the net. Newman wants to center. Cut off there by Donovan Wachowski. Over to the far side. Kobe Toy has it. Toy tries to play it out. Skersey going to keep it in. Bouncing puck comes to the right point. Newman finds it. Big blast coming, blocked. Nice job by Donovan Wachowski to put his body in front of that one. Wachowski back the other way. Here comes Wachowski. Wrist shot coming. Stick save made as Contrail crashed to the net, and Sprang didn't like that.
I think Sprang just bought a penalty there, too.
He gave Contrail an extra shot. See if the officials call it or not. I don't think that was intentional.
Wachowski just bought one, so it didn't matter.
I don't think it was intentional by Contrail to get to the original play, Rob. He was trying to go to the net, and he lost his edge and collided with the goaltender, Sprang. Sprang wasn't happy with it, so he gave him a couple gloves to the face. I think the officials were going to just let that go, but then Wachowski continued to battle with Keaton Hanna. They had words after the play. Wachowski knocks Hanna down. Wachowski goes to the box. And the Planets with 5:11 left.
I think it's going to be 4-on-4. I believe they're going to get Sprang for the shot after.
Yeah, you're right.
Hanna's going to go serve it to the other Hanna.
Yeah, Braden Hanna's going to serve, so I think you're right. We're going to get a penalty against the goaltender Sprang, and then a cross-check against Wachowski. Roughing against Wachowski.
third period.
Both teams with 5 aside, so they didn't announce the penalty, but we're going to go with what you said, Rob. Sprang going to get called for roughing, I think, as well. 5:08 left. Keaton Hanna playing the puck ahead. Here comes Skersey down the left side. Skersey, wrist shot coming there, and he just misses. Over to the near side now. Jake Gross trying to play it ahead. Riverhawks sending it out. Backhand feed through center red. Newman takes it. And he'll just return it back into the Armstrong zone with 4:45 left here in this third period. Armstrong was the number 1 seed out of the Eastern Conference. Mars number 2 out of the Western Conference. Mars lost to Moon on the final night of the regular season to decide that Western Conference, and the Planets, after gutting out a 3-2 quarterfinal round win over Plum, a game they dominated in shots, the Planets have been strong here tonight. 4-1 they lead with 4:29 left.
So
go ahead, Rob.
We do have officially that they were offsetting penalties. They did get Sprang for the roughing.
From the draw, Armstrong will play it back into the Mars zone. Sprang with the arm up, icing the call, and that will send the face-off back into the Armstrong zone with 4:23 left here. And the Planets looking for a date with Bishop Canavan at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex on Monday night. Thought I felt the ghost of Greg Kuntz, but it's Mike Azadian back in the house. Face off here by the Armstrong Riverhawks in their own zone. Puck played ahead up the right side. Chance here. Giovanni Romeo in front and fanning on the opportunity there was Rierick. It's been that kind of night for Armstrong, Rob. It's Rierick again. He missed on that one-time feed shooting over, and that time never got a shot off.
That's a microcosm of the game that the Riverhawks have played tonight.
Romeo gets the hip into a much larger William Foley and sends him flying in front of the Armstrong bench. Riverhawks going to bring it back. Puck played ahead to Rierick. Rierick backhanding it into the Mars zone. Mill iron on for the first time. The nice shot to the net, redirected in front by Gross, and the stick save made as Herrick Mill iron shot was blocked down by Tyler Sprang, who continues his solid play in the net to our left. 3:25 left in regulation. Centering feed by Rierick. Penalty coming up as Gross knocked the goaltender Sprang over.
I think this one's going to go on Roach here. I think maybe both might go now because initially the arm went up whenever Rierick went down into the boards by Roach, and then Sprang got crashed into it, and net even knocked his helmet off.
And we'll see what the officials call. I was watching what you were watching, Rob, where the players were in the corner. Gross was coming to the net with the defender on him and went right through the net and knocked Sprang and the net off the moorings and Sprang into the net. And I think that Gross is getting penalized. And we'll see if it evens up.
There's only one on the board right now, and it's for Mars. But again, 3:23 to go in regulation. And Armstrong down 3. I don't think it really matters much. This might be the point where Lorgan's going to come off the ice. He is. It's going to be an empty net for Armstrong going all in. 6-on-4.
All right, so the penalty, the only penalty was the one that you had saw originally, Rob. And now Armstrong. Heltman called for interference. But from the faceoff, Keaton Hanna going to send this one all the way down to the Armstrong zone. So with 3:10 left in the period and a power play try, Armstrong has the net empty. Jamie Contrail breaks the zone. Contrail drop pass. Long walks in. Circle shot blocked as Keaton Hanna got the stick in front of it. Long sending it back to the point now. Opportunity for Sam Long on the pass from Nick. Nick along the near wall. Skates it out to the top of the circle. Cross-ice feed. Wachowski through traffic. Redirect goes wide. Jamie Contrail going to send it down low. Long will come out. Circle shoots. Blocked again, this time by Newman. Down low. Kutch. Give and go there with Contrail. Kutch behind the net. Comes back to Contrail. To the left side now. Long looks it over. Shot through traffic. Hanna blocks another one. 3 blocks for Keaton Hanna. Contrail tries to play it down the wall. Newman steals and clears with 63 seconds left on the power play and 2:24 left in regulation.
A lot of bodies out on the ice. A 6-on-4 chance here for Armstrong, and it definitely favors Mars with the size.
Roach blows a tire as Armstrong comes back, but they're going to be offsides. They have to get outside the zone. Steele, shot back towards the net, and Long gets enough of it to drive it wide off the feet from Patrick Roach. With the Planets shorthanded, they can shoot from anywhere. Up the right side, and Nick Long is offsides.
Long tried to do that pivot right at the blue line. Couldn't quite drag the skate. Hannah's coming out of the box there. Oh, that's the other Hannah. Finally
serving the goaltender penalty.
Yeah, first stop there, but Heltman's still in the box for another 41 seconds. Got a little confused when I saw two coming out.
41 seconds left in the Armstrong power play, 2:04 left in regulation.
That means Lorigan has to come back in the net. Defensive zone faceoff.
4-1 the score. And Armstrong got to clear it out. Hooks sending it ahead, trying to find Gross. Gross has the only Armstrong goal. Net empty again. Gross drops it back. One-time shot. Big save by Sprang as he extends with the right arm and pushes it out of the area into the corner. Great scoring chance again, and Tyler Sprang, another save for the Planets. 18 seconds now left on the power play. 1:38 left in regulation. Here comes Armstrong. 8 seconds left. Live and good. Dumping it into the corner. Sprang going to come out. Plays it to the far wall. Long keeps it in. Back to the right point. Live and good. Big blast coming. Blocked in front. Follow-up try. Sprang again. Absolute robbery from right in front as he stacks the pads. Armstrong still buzzing. Stuyvesant wanted a one-time, but Kutch took it away. Kutch to the circle, drops it back to Livengood. Penalty over. Livengood shot, save made, Sprang, rebound! Where's it at? The officials are going to say, no goal. Sprang keeps it out with the glove.
Wow.
No, it is the goal.
We never got a signal.
He came in late with the push, so they're going to say it is a goal for the Riverhawks. I thought that Sprang kept it out, but the official came in late and said it did go in. Zach Kutch will get credit for it. At least I think he will, the last stick on it. I was waiting for the signal too, Rob. I was a little slow on the draw, but either way, Armstrong gets a goal with 63 seconds left to make this a two-goal game. And a timeout for the Riverhawks.
Yep. Good use of the timeout, minute 3, but again, quite the tall task here for the Riverhawks, down 2, trying to score 3 times in under a minute and 5 seconds.
Sprang making a couple of big saves. That blocker stop, the best one he's made so far this evening. Sprang stretching it out a bit in the net to our left. Don't forget, after the game, we'll have the Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game. Bishop Canevin awaits the winner Monday night, 8:30 at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. We know that Indiana will not be defending the Division II championship. They were shut out by Beaver. Beaver will be playing in the early game for the Division II title on Monday night, awaiting the winner of Carrick and Meadville.
See if we can get a score on that Carrick game.
Last check, it was 1-0 Carrick in the third period.
It's 1-0 Carrick still, this time midway through the second period.
All right. So Carrick trying to get back to the title game for the second year. Semifinals were both rematches in the Division II classification. Beaver, the top seed. Impressive in the playoffs so far. Bishop Canevin, a hard-fought victory over Baldwin here in the AA game prior to this one. 60 seconds left. Here comes Armstrong. Jake Gross tries to throw it towards the net. Bouncing puck stolen away. Noah Raimundo brings it back the other way, but a good job by Wachowski. Chase Rierick got the goal for the Riverhawks. Gross got an assist, and Kutch somehow didn't figure into it. Icing call against the Riverhawks, and that's a bad break. The faceoff's going to come back into the Armstrong zone to our right, and the goaltender Lorgan has to come back onto the net.
Lorgan made a pretty good break. He timed it well on the faceoff after Armstrong won the faceoff at center red, but ever since that, having to come back in here. And again, Marsden's been very good on the draw. Could eat up a good 20 seconds here if they do win the faceoff.
Faceoff won by the Riverhawks. The goaltender has to get back off, though. Luke Gross, he's going to go coast to coast. Gross is going to backhand it to the net, and it's covered up and held on to by Sprang. So a kind of a break there for the Riverhawks. They'll get the offensive zone faceoff, but 7.5 seconds come off the clock.
Able to get a full 6-on-5, though, with Lorgan off the ice. Gonna have to score quick here.
Face-off to the right of Sprang. Long against Heekins. Long wins the draw, but nobody at the point covering. Vazbinder finds it, gets it around Wachowski. Here comes Vazbinder at the empty net, buries it! The Mars Planets, the defending single-A champions, will have a crack at the double-A crown on Monday night against the Bishop Canevin Crusaders as Vazbinder buries the empty netter with 27.4 seconds left, and the Planets lead the Riverhawks now 5-2.
Well, starting to look like that regular season matchup. It was an 8-3 win for Mars. Not quite as dominant, but again, it's the playoffs. The intensity rises, everybody gets their A game, but how about the Fighting Planets? A lot of teams struggle moving up from classifications, and Mars hasn't missed a beat this season.
The best defensive team in Class AA looking to move on as Vazbinder gets goal number 2 into the empty net. Why not? Heekins gets an assist. Heekins, Raimundo, and Vazbinder led the way tonight. Shot back towards the net there by Kutch, goes wide to the near side. 5 seconds left, centering feed. Backhand try in front by Gross. Pad save made by Sprang, and time expires. The Fighting Planets are moving on to the Class AA Penguins Cup Championship, where they'll face the Bishop Canevin Crusaders Monday night at 8:30 at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex for all the gold. Mars wins 5-2. We'll take a break. We'll be back to wrap it up. We'll have your post-game scoring recap as well as your Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game. Planets beat the Riverhawks 5-2. We'll take a break and be back to wrap it up. You're listening to and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
Who says you can only enjoy breakfast in the morning? And who says you can only enjoy it one type of way? At Dunkin' Donuts, breakfast is delicious any kind of way, any time of day. A breakfast craving can strike any time, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Dunkin' has the perfect combination of breakfast deliciousness to satisfy any craving. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, ham, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. All your favorites anytime you want them. Stop by Dunkin' for breakfast anytime. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. The only place to turn to listen and watch the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs is right here on the MSA Sports Network. We have audio and video coverage from the first round all the way through the high school hockey championships. Plus, we will have nightly recaps of all the action. The broadcasts, the interviews, and the write-ups of the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs are only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center, Mars moving on to the Class AA Penguins Cup title game as they defeat Armstrong by the score of 5-2. You're listening to and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs only here on the MSA Sports Network. Matt Vandriak, Rob Longo, back with you to wrap it up. Rob, 7 goals on the night. Give you a little bit of work to do in this post-game scoring recap.
I'll give you a chance to catch your breath since you were up and you were back and forth the entire game. But it all started opening in the first period. Mars got on the board first, obviously. Noah Raymunda from Owen Vazbinder and Bo Heekins. 14:27 left to go here in the first period. Luke Gross on the power play in the second period. Again, it was only 1-0 Mars after one period of play. Zane Wachowski and Donovan Wachowski got the tallies on the assists. Owen Vazbinder then found the net for Mars. Noah Raymunda and Bo Heekins with the primary and secondary assist there. Third period, Keaton Hanna unassisted, 3:38 into the period. Noah Raymunda for the second time on the evening. Owen Vasbinder with an assist. Bo Heekins with his third apple. 7:50 into the third period. Armstrong's Jace Rear got on the board from Luke Rose late in the third period. It wasn't enough, though, and Owen Vasbinder added the empty net tally from Bo Heekins with only 27 seconds left to go in the third period. So, again, your final score, Mars 5, Armstrong 2. Total shots on goal, Armstrong 33. And Mars 24. So taking a look here, Armstrong had 13 shots there in the third period. On the other side for Armstrong, as I said, those 33 shots on net. Penalties, there were a bunch. I won't get into that. Third stars. I'll tell you this way. There were 5 in the first period alone, 2 in the second, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the third period.
So let's just move on to the always eagerly anticipated Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game.
There's a clean sweep from ours on the Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game. Bo Heekins with 4 assists gets the third star. The second star, Noah Raymunda, 2 goals and an assist. And I believe he did not get the game-winning goal. That ended up being, in fact, Keaton Hanna, who's not even on the 3 stars. But Raymunda with the 2 goals and assist, and then Owen Vasbinder, 2 goals, 2 assists, one of those, of course, being the empty netter to put the icing on the cake. Your Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game.
So that'll set up a third round between the Mars Fighting Planets and the Bishop Canavan Crusaders. They met twice in the regular season. Mars beating Bishop Canavan at Bishop Canavan. The second game of the regular season, the Planets won that game 9-3. And we talked about Mars, very successful in the regular season against Armstrong as well. But a 9-3 victory at the Mount Lebanon Rec Center, second game of the season. Back on October the 12th, Mars won 9-3. These teams would meet again on January 21st at the Barrel Ice Complex in Warrendale and skated to a 3-3 tie. So round 3 between the Planets and the Crusaders will decide your Class AA Penguins Cup championship. Rob, any final thoughts on what was a very impressive effort by the Mars Planets here tonight?
Well, Mars did come out with a pretty hot start. Armstrong on the other side, tried to use that speed to an advantage. Didn't quite work out. Mars just really out-muscling. And it came down to discipline, really, too. I mean, Armstrong wasn't very disciplined, and it didn't really cost the Riverhawks, but it cost Armstrong chances. It cost Armstrong chances on, a couple of what could have been power play opportunities that were wiped out because of penalties. And, again, Mars, one of the 2 goals came on the power plays. So the special teams were working early for the Riverhawks and just couldn't get anything going the rest of the way. And Mars, to its credit, really did shut down on a penalty kill.
Final score here from the RMU Island Sports Center. The Mars Planets, they have a date with the Bishop Canavan Crusaders Monday night, 8:30 at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry for the Penguins Cup Class AA Championship. Mars looking to repeat back-to-back championships in different classifications. Should the Planets do so, they'll be the first team since the Pine Richland Rams did so in 2008, 2007 and 2008, 8 on the AA level and 7 is on the AA level and 8 as a AAA squad. This game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the PIHL and the MSA Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience, and any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the PIHL and the MSA Sports Network is strictly prohibited. For Rob Longo, Matt Vandriak, hope you enjoyed listening and watching it as much as we did bringing it to you. Your final score again here from the RMU Island Sports Complex in Neville Island. Mars defeats Armstrong by the score of 5-2. You've been listening to and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only here on the MSA Sports Network. Good night, everyone.
The 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs on the MSA Sports Network have been sponsored by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by J&J Distributing, by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlow University, by Progress, by Dunkin' Donuts, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the high school hockey postseason and all the winter sports playoffs by logging on every day to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.